The Horrible Gamers podcast may contain content not suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Horrible Gamers podcast, show number 401, being recorded on August the 22nd, 2022. I'm one of your hosts, Jesus, also known as Jesus Walks Out. Today, I'm joined by my friend from the West Coast, the Best Coast, the Gunny Chief, Henley Mayo is back. Welcome back, Henley. Welcome.
Hey guys, how's it going? Glad to be back on after a couple-week hiatus.
Yeah. Welcome back.
Good to be here.
And
all together.
And from the Great White North, Ryan Gibson is back. 877777777.
There you go. Now you're at a better pace. That's calm down, Jesus. It's not a race. What's going on, everybody? Another episode of Horrible Gamers. Let's do this.
7. Welcome back, Ryan. Welcome. And from Little Ohio, he's back. The Mayo is here. Steve Willier. Welcome back, Steve. Welcome.
Hey, what's up, Jesus? Finally made it back. Figured out. It took a little while. In the Camaro, the little escape from the trunk button.
Okay.
It was hard to find at first. It took a minute.
You look skinny, man.
And then, yeah, you know, once I did finally get out, then I was locked in the garage. So then I had to figure out how to get out of the garage. So it was a process, but we made it.
Yeah, I see
those head wounds are healing up nicely.
I saw that 30-hour standoff Evan had on TV with the SWAT team.
Was Evan gone by the time you got out?
No, Evan is still here. He is now laid up in my living room. So during the 30-hour standoff, he kind of hurt his foot, and he is going to be here for even longer. So he's going to be visiting
again, didn't you?
Yeah,
Mayo, broke his foot.
A little retaliation, I see.
Yeah, it was. Desperate times.
We see Evan hobbling around the back.
Yeah.
Help me, guys. Holding up a note. Send help.
It's the bat again, Mayo. Watch out.
Oh, shit.
Luckily, we have cameras on right now, so I can see if he's coming up behind me. He's sneaking up behind me this time. So I'm prepared.
Yeah, you get him. Him.
He first, he got to know my dog really well. So him and my dog are good friends now. So she didn't warn me or nothing, the first time around. But
not really.
I thought the dog would help me out, but no. Yeah, she just helped him.
Nice. Well, welcome back, Steve. You could, ladies and gentlemen, follow us on Twitter at _horrible gamers that we serve you on iTunes. Follow us on Spotify. We have our podcast on there as well. We also have our podcast on every other major podcast platform, including Pandora Radio, Ryan. And you can also join our Facebook group, Horrible Gamers Podcast Community. It's a close group. Anything you post in the group stays in the group. And we have a page on Facebook as well. You can like that. You can probably leave a review on there as well. And what else? There's a Discord. The Discord link is in the show notes. You can go and join the Discord. That's where I feel like we're active the most. I mean, yeah, the Facebook group is still going, but I feel like most of us that are really active gamers, we've all kind of migrated over to Discord. And I feel like Facebook is still there, but Discord seems to be more active. So
yeah, even with Facebook gaming, they're always on Discord.
Yeah.
See, I never use Discord.
Well, you're a boomer. I mean,
this is when I use Discord. It's like the only time.
Yeah, I use Messenger a lot.
Discord, and there's like 50 messages from Mayo, and random people from the FaZe clan, and I'm like, what?
The FaZe clan.
That's my the clan I'm in for oh god, what's the game called again?
Oh, the mobile game?
Yeah.
That one that you still play, that's amazing.
Guns Go Boom or something?
Frag?
Oh no. Frag, yeah. Frag Pro Shooter. Wow.
See, something like that. Anyways, you can join the Discord. Link is in the show notes, or you can just message us on Facebook. We'll send you the link to the Discord, and you can also support the show with the monies by heading on over to Patreon at patreon.com/horriblegamers. Like our friend Leahy, our friend Jason Sams, Robert Noble, Sean Pacharek, Chad, Henley M, Porkchop Poo, the best HGP host ever, Evan, Big Mommy Milkers, Big D Tanaka, Jonathan Titan, Big D Hall, and the first HGP Patreon, Bill Steele, even the biggest D Garner the second, the Elden Lord. Thank you all for being Patreon machines, and yeah, you can also head on over to Redbubble, get yourself some gear. Redbubble is a website where artists and content creators can make their own gear and art and share it and sell it. You can buy t-shirts, mugs, coffee cups, acrylic blocks, maybe some socks, some clocks, and a lot of more things. Just head on over to Redbubble, search for Horrible Gamers. You see somebody wearing our logo, the same logo you see in the podcast player or on our website, and you can buy some stuff, and you get some stuff, and we get like a very, very small amount of money out of that, like probably pennies on the dollar there. I mean, it literally is that low. So anyways, head on over there, get yourself a nice shirt. But hey, I do like their shirts. They are like nice quality t-shirts and shit. I have a couple of them. I plan to buy another hoodie this year for the winter, and I plan to buy some more shit. I want to buy like a water bottle maybe, because you know what, guys? You know what's been happening to me lately? I've been drinking a lot of water. I feel really thirsty all the time. I think I'm dying or something, man.
What's going on?
I feel like a fish or something. Like
is it hot up there? I mean, just summertime. I mean, we're all in a mega drought. Maybe that's why.
Like, what animal drinks a lot of water? Camels? Dude, I drink so much water, Gunny, and I'm always thirsty. Like, even if I drink water, I'm like, okay, that's enough water. I don't need no more water. And like 2 seconds later, my body's like, no, you need more water, Jesus.
So what you need to buy some of that. I bought this thing, Jesus. I was watching this video from Heavy D Sparks, a YouTube video, because you know I'm all about the YT vids. Okay. And he went to this giant freaking underground mine salt, and it's just nothing but salt. So yeah, he's like, yeah, I need something to replenish like the electrolytes in my body. So that's what you need. You need salt.
You need Pedialyte.
Pedialyte, yeah. Or you can drink that, right? They're becoming more popular. They're better than Gatorade, right? Less sugar, more salt, sodium.
Okay.
In the summertime, maybe you can get the freezies, the Pedialyte freezies,
okay. Or the pops, right? Just suck on those all day.
I need some Pedialyte. Okay, I'm not a fucking baby, okay, motherfucker. I don't need no goddamn Pedialyte
at your home.
Jesus walking around with a jug of Pedialyte, walking around.
The fuck? I gotta look like a fucking weirdo walking around with Pedialyte.
You got a diaper too,
better than Gatorade.
Anyways, yeah, man, I've been drinking a lot of water lately. I don't know, man. It's like I feel like I'm dying or something. I'm like, oh man, so this is it, guys. This is it. I made it.
Maybe your body's trying to get something out.
I made it to 31. This is it. I'm gonna die here.
I'm having another beer like I'm doing right now.
Oh, shit.
Fun times, Jesus.
Yeah.
This is what getting old is all about.
Oh, man. This sucks. This is trash. Give me a refund.
Guys, your prostate gets bigger, you know, and you gotta pee every 5 minutes.
Give me a fucking refund, Gunny. I don't want this shit. Anyways, big shout out to Phantom Egg for the intro and outro music to the podcast. They make awesome music. You can find their YouTube channel. They haven't made music in years now, but they're still out there. They're still alive because I hit them up. I mean, that's how we got like permission to play their music on the show. But you know, they were like, yeah, use my music. I'm like, cool, but like, they haven't made any new music lately, but their music is on everything. You can find it on Spotify. You can find it on Pandora. You can find it on Apple Music. You can find it on YouTube, etc. And you can even find it on Guitar Hero. One of their songs is like a DLC in Guitar Hero or something. So that's pretty dope. Anyways, let's talk about video games and we've been playing this week and shit like that. Anyways, I've been playing some games. All right, I've been playing some video games, and sort of. So I play a little bit more.
Some new video games.
Classics?
No. So of course,
some old bullshit video games that you always play, Jesus.
Yeah. Well, listen, man. I don't know. The last month and a half to 2 months, or maybe 3 months now, 4 months now, I really haven't been in the mood to game. It is slowly but surely has gone to I don't want to game. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I know it's not that I want to stop gaming. I think my life has just gotten so busy or so I just got so much shit going on every day and with work and just life that I don't have the time to game and I don't have the energy to game. So
I think a lot of us are getting like that. At least I don't know. For me, I'm the same way. It's like I haven't been playing as much. It seems like, but I feel like it's still post-COVID effect where there's just not as much stuff is out to play.
New cool stuff that is out to play that I want to play.
And and nothing unique. I was thinking that the other day about Stray. When Stray came out and everybody was like, why is this game so popular? Blah, 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 blah. It's, really simple. There's no real platforming to it. And I think it's just, I don't think it's popular just because it's a cat game. I think it was popular just because it was something different and original.
Yeah.
And I think people are starting to think some of this stuff was getting stale. These rehashes are just stuff we played before and just a different twist to it. For some people it's getting kind of old. So when something completely new and unique comes out, I think people are jumping on that reason why. It could be anything in a game.
Yeah.
If it's unique, I think it's gonna, and if it gets a kind of advertisement and press like Stray did, it's gonna be a popular release right away.
Yeah, and that was a good game. I enjoyed it.
Stuff didn't hinder it. You know what I mean? It was, that's only gonna help it in the long run. But I don't think that's the only reason it was popular. Like you're saying, Mayo.
I know. I mean, I've heard mixed reviews.
Obviously,
I've heard people once they played, they said it was kind of short and the platforming wasn't good like they thought, and this and that. Listen to BGO, they were.
It's not this is an open world game. You know what I mean? It's open, but it's not. It's corridor, kind of like the old Tomb Raider games.
Yeah.
When they first rebooted it, how it was it was an open area, but you couldn't go.
But you were stuck in that area, yeah.
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 And the fact that you have to get a prompt to jump really
I think
helps that game flow properly, right?
Right, and it wouldn't play the way it did without that. It kind of made sense when I heard it. I was like, well, that makes perfect sense. And so, but I think just in general, I think it is we see so many rehashes, or the stuff we're getting now is either sequels to stuff or something that's similar to something else we played.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
they kind of dims it down a little bit.
That's why you gotta dip into indies. You know what I mean? And try
I agree.
Indie games. And that's where I find those lulls kind of break for me. I find a good indie game that I really enjoy, and I put my time into it. Right.
Like I said, I just at the same time I don't have the time. A lot of time of the days I just don't have the time to game. I just don't have the time to sit here and turn on a computer, or I don't have the time to turn on a fucking Xbox. I'm just I don't want to. I don't want to do that. But I've been playing, of course, some more Battlefield. I went back to that a little bit. Now, Battlefield actually got a pretty recent update and a pretty decent update as well. This update added, so this is the one update that they were been talking about for a while now, Mayo, that this is the big update where they were going to add content, not content, but they were going to update all the maps in the game based on the game mode, and they were going to add more cover, more deployable covers, etc. to the map. So they were less open. So for example, you remember the map Kaleidoscope, which is the one in Korea. There's the big city with the towers, and it has that big stadium in the middle, that server room in the middle, and everything is just grass, kind of open. Well, in that map, I was playing that map the other day. I was playing Breakthrough. That's the mode that I like. I like Breakthrough more than Conquest at this point.
Yeah,
because it's just more focused, and you're in the action all the time. And I was playing that map, and the match that I was playing on, we started off in one of the checkpoints, and we fell back to the next one because we lost it. But the next checkpoint, usually that one would only be open. It would just be an open little you were stuck in the open. The vehicles were hella OP because they would just fucking, like the helicopters would just come through and fucking smoke everybody, or the tanks would come in and just kill everyone because they were so OP, you know? And they added a bunch of new covers. So there's like all these like, there's like these sandbags and like these like little positions now set up in the area, like little bunker type things or whatever you can hide in and like shoot out like these little like holes and shit, these little like windows that they have set up everywhere. And yes, they're destructible. Like the enemy can destroy some of it, but they're not fully destructible, so you can still have some areas to hide in. And it makes for a lot funner gameplay because you actually have like an advantage now, or kind of like a tactical advantage to be able to defend that position better. And as an attacker, you have to know, okay, how can we all push together at the same time to get in there and get these fucking guys out of that fucking area to be able to capture that objective. So that was kind of cool. Still not a lot of new weapons in the game. There is some new guns in the game that added to it, but nothing like major. There's not like, this game is lacking so much content in terms of weapons. There's just not a lot of variety in them, and the variety that is there is not the greatest. So like, I feel like it's just skin. Like all they've added to the game in terms of battle pass content, it really is like one helicopter, one operator, maybe like 2 or 3 new guns, but everything is just skins, and it's like, this is so stupid. Like I want
they don't care anymore, man.
Yeah, I want to unlock cool shit, dude. I want to unlock like some fucking cool like shit for my guy, you know, like some new gun or like a new gadget or something. But no, everything's the same.
Do you have any problems getting into matches? Like
never. No. I think in the reason that is happening, I think,
player count still high, or
and I think it's because of crossplay.
Yeah.
The game has crossplay across all platforms. I mean, with the new consoles, so PS5, Xbox, what the fuck is it called? The Series? Yeah. The Xbox Series and the PS5 and the PC can all play together. So like, I feel like that pool of players is not huge, but is decent enough to be able to find a match. Now, yes, there is a few times where I'm in there and I do notice like I'm killing people. And they're kind of easy as fuck to kill, and I look at them and they're like, oh, well, that's a fucking AI. Like, no wonder. Like that dumbass is standing in the middle of a fucking open area just looking at me and not shooting back. It's because it's a fucking AI just standing there, you know? So, yes, there is times where I do find that there is some AI in the matches, but eventually it seems like they get more like, they populate it. Like, the server just starts getting more populated, and eventually there's players in there that are real players. But the game is still going, I guess. I don't know if I haven't heard anything at all whatsoever in terms of a Battle Pass Season 2. I'm going to assume that, knowing EA, they're going to do it because they want to make the money, so they will have it in there. I just wonder what the content is that they're going to offer, because I think they have to come out and say, hey, look, if you buy Battle Pass Season 2, you're going to get like all this new shit. Like, not just fucking skins and stupid stickers and whatever. We're going to add, like, new guns, new this, new that. And they have to make it enticing enough for people to want to buy into it. I mean, or else the only people that are going to get it are the people that got the Battle Pass Season 1 for free and beat it and got enough of those gold coins or whatever the fuck it is to be able to get the second one. Yeah, to get the next one for free, right? So, like, we'll see what happens there in terms of that content for Battlefield 2042. Other than that, though, I'm more excited for the new Battlefield. Battlefield 6 has been announced, sort of. They said they're working on it. Most of the team at DICE already has moved on to it, they said. So that's pretty much...
That's the reason I think that, you know, you're not getting the things that you want out of...
Well, you're not, but I hope that eventually we get some all right content. I think that they can still do it. They can still add guns. They can still add some kind of vehicles to it. They can still add new maps to it. I just hope that the next time they add maps, they add more than one, because the one map is really cool. It is a Canadian map, Ryan, so you would be proud of that. But like, it's like, all right, I played this like 50 times already. I'm tired of it. Like, I don't want to fucking play this stupid map no more, you know? It's like, it's cool for like the first 2, 3, 4, 5 matches. But once you've seen the whole fucking thing, you're like, okay, I've seen everything this thing has to offer. Like, yes, there's cool cliffs you can jump off. There's cool little choke points they put everywhere, zip lines everywhere. A lot of cool sniper areas you can like sit up with the sniper rifle and snipe people. All that shit's cool, but like this map kind of sucks now. Like I want to play something different. So we'll see what happens. Besides that, of course, I went to play some more Ready or Not. That got another content update, Mayo. This content update pretty much altered the way AI reacts to you and how fast they react to you, etc. I am impressed that that fucking team over there, Void Interactive.
Yeah, they're always doing stuff.
They're always constantly listening to player feedback, and they're constantly updating the game, and they're very open about what they're working on next. Like every time they do a patch or an update, they said like, okay, look, this patch fixes this, and we added this to it, but if this doesn't work, we're going to take it out and add this to it. And they're saying like, okay, the next one is going to come out like in 2 months or in a month. Get ready for it, you know? And they're like, even before they do the content updates, like if they have a major one coming out, they will release a full YouTube video and they will go through step by step and discuss like what they changed in the game, what tweaks they made, what tweaks they made to the maps, like what changes they made to the characters, etc. It's constantly like they're very open and very vocal and very like transparent about the development of the game, and it's kind of refreshing to see that because a lot of developers don't do that these days. They just kind of like, you want content, all right, fuck you, we're gonna release the content when we feel like it, and good luck. And I'm looking at you, EA, because Battlefield should be more transparent like these guys are. I mean, it's a small team, but they're doing a great job with that game. And yeah, there's a few bugs that I've encountered in the game now more than before, and like there's one map where like if I walk into a room and it's that same room every single fucking time, the frame rate will just crash, dude. It'll go from being like 140 frames the whole time in the match to like 30, 20, 25, 19, 10. It's like, what the fuck? It's like a huge drop. You feel like your game...
Yeah, that is a big drop.
You feel like your game crashed, or like it's like a slideshow all of a sudden. So I don't know what the hell is going on in that room that is making the frame rates drop like that, but there's so much new stuff in the game, Mayo. Like it's insane how much new stuff they added to that game. They keep constantly adding new guns to the game as well, so like you can try all these new weapons out and stuff. And they added more. They just keep adding more stuff over and over and over, and they add more scenarios to the game, Mayo. So they're saying they're going to add more hostage situations and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens there. And yeah, some more Ready or Not. Besides all that, I know I played something else this week. What the fuck else did I play? I know I played it. I was playing a lot of it. Oh, I went back to Apex. So I saw Brink playing the other day. It was like he was off, I was off. And he was telling me like, man, he's like, it's Tuesday morning and Apex has over 500,000 players online right now, just on Steam. Just on Steam, not even counting Origin player count or Xbox or PlayStation. Just on Steam, they have over 500,000 players right now live playing. He's like, that is crazy for a Tuesday morning. You know, it was like 9 a.m.
Right.
On a Tuesday. So I was like, you know what? Apex must be popping. Let's go back, Jesus. Let's reinstall Apex. So I did. I went to Origin. I installed it again. And I started playing some Apex. And fuck, man, that game is so good. That game is too good. Like I was playing it and I was thinking to myself, this is so good. This is a lot of fun. The characters are cool as fuck. They're all kind of cool as shit. Every single one of them, even the old characters and the new ones, they're all cool. The skins are fucking cool. The gun skins are fucking cool. Everything's fucking cool, Gunny. All right? This shit is so fucking cool, man. They're never going to make a Titanfall 3.
No.
You don't think so?
I was like, this is too fucking cool. I was like, they might make a Titanfall 3. It's going to take a long time for them to make that. I think they're going to kill Battlefield with Titanfall, maybe. Maybe. I don't know, but like...
That's different.
Apex is so good, dude. Apex, it's just like, that has to be a money printing machine.
Yeah, it is.
It's probably maybe the second highest battle royale, maybe the best.
Yeah.
Maybe Warzone is right there, but in my book, Apex
Fortnite's
be
number
better.
one,
But
pal.
if you think about it, a lot of people have also been saying the exact same thing about Fortnite recently.
Yeah, Fortnite is huge.
A lot
Yeah,
of people are starting to play Fortnite again.
Isn't it crazy with Fortnite how when they announced the no build mode, everybody was like, "Oh my god!" Like they lost their minds. I was like,
but even
wait,
it looks
that's crazy
like,
that they just removed building and it's like the new hotness again.
I remember playing that game when it first came out, and it did not look like it looks now.
No,
that game.
My son, he still plays it here and there. He actually sent me a video the other day. He made you didn't get to see it, Ryan, but I sent it to Jesus and Gunny. But he made a YouTube video of some highlights, and right now he has a 20 KD right now in that game. So it's kind of crazy.
It's crazy that video I was watching. I mean, obviously he's put some time in it. He's very sharp and his skills are honed. But like the way he's like just shooting through those trees, I'm like, what the heck? Like, how does he do that?
Right, he just knew where they were at. Yeah,
like I mean, you know where they're at, but how is he getting those shots off?
Aimbot,
amazing.
Yeah, he's aimbotting on my computer.
That's right, you got that.
He does. He switches from both. Like he plays at his mom's and he plays here, so like he changes it up. But yeah, that's a good game. Like I've had a couple times where I just jumped in that as well, but I usually don't go back to it. I should. I did see across. You get to see the video. There was a video of two guys that used like Dragon Ball characters and they danced across the map the whole entire time. They're trying to get to like a win by just dancing. Like
That's
people
cool.
would see him and they'd start dancing with them. And so
the
video was doing like Welcome Gundam style kind of thing. And they were like dancing.
The fact they added Dragon Ball Z characters is fucking crazy to me. That like, Fortnite can literally add anyone.
Add to that
anything. Yeah.
Anything. There's nothing they cannot add. There is literally nothing they cannot add, Gunny. Anything you can think of in real life, a real life person, they can add them to the game. Anyone.
Yeah. My son was just showing me.
Just getting all these licenses, right? They're just reaching out to everyone and everybody.
Yeah.
To say, hey, can we put you in the game? Well, you're Fortnite? Fuck yeah, we can.
Yeah, I saw Indiana Jones the other day. Like,
it's a massive promotion for them. You know, why wouldn't they want that?
If I was running for president, I would add myself to the video game.
Oh, heck yeah.
I legit would. No, I would. If I was a fucking presidential candidate, I would. If I was Donald Trump and I wanted to run for president again, I would be like, put me in the game, Fortnite. And then he would get enough petition people to sign that shit, and they would probably do it for money or something. And they would make so much money. Everyone would be playing as Trump.
Yeah, but President Trump would want to keep all the documents, you know? Come on. Okay,
I'm just saying, if I was running for president, I add myself to the game. Now, they probably wouldn't want to do it because killing a president looks bad or whatever, you know, whatever. Yeah. But
loser.
I'd be like, all right, make me so they can't kill me then. Make me so they can't kill me. I'm just invincible then.
Anybody play that Rumbleverse?
Yeah.
It kind of looked like Fortnite. I was like, wait, what is that?
It is. It's very much like Fortnite with wrestling moves. It's all melee combat and stuff. And you basically drop in, there's 40 people and you got to fight to the finish. But along the way, you break these boxes and they have books in them and you read the books and it gives you a move and you can get better moves. You know, there's grades, blue, purple.
I want to read books.
Well, it teaches you the move.
No one wants to read books.
And then you're
learning a skill.
You go kick ass. It's actually pretty fun. I haven't played a lot of it, but the little bit that I have, I've enjoyed.
Is it only on Epic or is it on the Xbox?
No, it's on Xbox.
Okay.
I think it's on everything,
Xbox,
right?
PlayStation.
I don't know if it was an Epic thing or.
I don't think it's on Switch, but I could be wrong.
I don't see it on Steam ever.
It's not on Steam, no. So yeah, it's an Epic exclusive.
Oh, it must be.
I did see it.
Yes, it's an Epic game.
Yeah.
So,
that makes sense.
I know this is your turn, but Ryan, what I saw from the stream that I was watching was where the guy was fighting, it was almost a 1v1, and then another character would kind of come into his area. So is it not like it's just like so many people can be fighting at the same time? Is that kind of...
No. Everybody, it's you against everybody, all 40 people. Right. There's no... You can get attacked from behind while you're attacking somebody and stuff like that. It gets pretty crazy if there's big groups of people. a lot of the times people will just kind of sit back and watch you fight someone and then come in for the kill at the end.
That makes sense because I only saw 3 people at once from the streams I was watching.
That other game I talked about, was it the last? I guess it was the last episode. And, the Naraka Blame Point is like that too because it's a very melee focused battle royale game. That game was fun too. I really liked that for the little bit that I was playing it. I didn't get good and people got way better and I was like, I'm out on this now.
Nice.
And I had that point hit kind of in Rumbleverse too, where it was like there was a point where I was going in and like being like one of the first or second or third people out of the match and I'm like, what is going on? And you just gotta get a good drop, you know. It's like any other battle royale. You don't get good stuff right off the bat, you can just get pummeled by somebody. Yeah. You know. But that's battle royale, right?
Yeah. Anyways, I really liked Apex, man. I had a lot of fun, Mayo. I have a lot of characters that I can unlock. I need to unlock them, but I don't want to buy the currency to unlock them, so I'm probably just gonna grind eventually and
like I said, play some arena because I think you get about the same amount of points and stuff because your unlocks are I don't know, they seem like they go faster when you play arenas. I don't know if it's because you get in and out of rounds a lot faster and you're seeing the points build up more often or what, but like I said, I had enough points when I was playing a whole lot of arenas there. I think I have like 100,000 points or something like that, or you know, you need like 12,000 for an unlock, and I have like 120,000 points, so I'm good for a while. Like, you know, I don't have to, like, worry about.
I had a blast. I think mostly because I was playing with Brink and he was just playing with an old buddy, you know, like having fun playing with him and shit. And we got in there, man. It was a lot of fun times. Like, it's just funny shit that would happen to us. We ended up winning twice. The first time we won, I think I did like nothing. I got like maybe 1 assist. That whole time I got 1 assist. And I had like maybe 50 damage or something like that. Maybe 40 damage. So that means I barely shot someone in the fucking foot or something. I don't know.
It takes a minute to get back into it. Like, you've been gone for a while and you jump back in. I remember when I was playing every day, it was great, you know. Yeah. And then you when you leave it for like a month or two and then you come back, you're like, oh man, I am so bad at this game again.
It's so good though. Like just playing it, man, like it all came back to me like so fast. Like I thought, oh man, it's gonna be a learning curve, you know. Like I haven't been playing this in forever, and like it just all came back to me hella fast. I like all my key bindings were still there in terms of my mouse and shit, and everything was just like boom, dude. It just clicked, and I was in it, and the fucking game runs really well. Like running it on epic settings or whatever, like the maximum settings, everything is cranked up all the way. I'm still getting like 140 frames easy. Like it's just like. My computer is not struggling to keep up with it at all. It's going. It's fucking amazing. It's great. The characters are cool. And what I really like about that Battle Royale is the map always changes. So, like, it's never the same. Like, it'll be the same map for 1 hour. And then after that hour, like, you start, like, there's a timer on the main menu on the fucking map. And it'll switch to the next map. And it'll switch to, and then there's like 3 different maps that they rotate through. And they just keep every hour just changing it through every map. And when you're playing, you know, like it kind of keeps it to where if you play it for 2 or 3 hours straight or whatever the fuck, we played it for like 2-3 hours the other day. When you play it for that much time, like just back to back, keep getting in there fighting or whatever, you don't get tired of it. You know what I mean? It's not like playing Warzone where you're dropping in the same Warzone map every single time, or PUBG or whatever. Like, you're not dropping in the same map over and over and over and over. It's not like Fortnite where the map is always the same. No, it's like the map changes up and you're like, oh, okay, like we're in a whole new map now. Like the strategy changes, right? Because the map is different. There's different ways to get around and whatever, you know, and that keeps it really fresh and really cool. And like I said, seeing all the new characters and all the new abilities they have that I can never use because I don't have them unlocked, it's kind of cool, man. They got some pretty cool characters in their mail. They got this new character. She's like a sniper chick, and she has like this little bat with her, and the little bat, she can send him out to fly somewhere, and she can teleport to the bat. So like she can like fly the bat across an area to like on top of a building, and she can teleport to that bat. And then her ultimate ability is she can pull out this fucking sniper rifle that's like a one-shot kill to a headshot. Like, it'll just knock anyone down. And if it hits somebody in the body, it does 50 damage, like, right away. Like, so it'll break your shields pretty fast, you know what I mean? And I think you get like maybe 3 or 4 shots out of it when you use the ultimate. So it's kind of a cool ultimate. They got another new guy. He's called the Seer. He pretty much is like a bloodhound, a little bit different. He can scan areas and like send these little like mini drones out, and it'll like kind of like engulf an area with these drones, and everybody in that area is just spotted. You know, like you're all being highlighted for the enemy team in that area. Like, and it's quite a big radius. It's not like a little tiny area. It's kind of a big area that he can kind of like send out his little drones and tag people, and also like they changed some of the abilities some of the characters can do. For example, Crypto can you can actually pick people's like if somebody goes down, you can use Crypto's drone now to go and pick up their tag, and you can even fly the drone over to like a revive station and just use the drone at the revive station to revive them without you having to go there physically, and that's kind of cool. But like I said, man, that game it could be like, it was crazy because Brink's been playing it so much recently, right? That I don't know if it was going off of skill-based matchmaking off of his shit or mine, because I haven't played it forever, so you would figure they would put me with new players. But man, there were some players in there, dude, where we ran into them and we were like, we were screwed. Like, there was no way we were going to beat them. I remember one guy was playing as the new girl or whatever, the one that had the sniper rifle thing. And because the thing about her sniper rifle is it's very powerful, right? Like I said, it's a one headshot kill. Like right away you get knocked. But you can see a laser from her sniper rifle from any distance. You can see this like huge laser that it has. So this fucker shot me once, dude. I go down, right? I'm on top of this tower thing. I get knocked. So my guy gets up there. He's playing as the little robot. I forget his name. But he's playing as
Pathfinder?
Yeah, he's playing as Pathfinder.
Yeah.
I think it is Pathfinder.
Yeah.
He's going up there. He zip lines up there. He gets me up. I kid you not, Mayo. As soon as I stand up, boom, shot again. Knocked.
Knocked again.
He revives me again. As soon as I stand up, boom, knocked again. I'm like, I literally got knocked down like 5 times in a fucking row, dude, by the same sniper. I was like, Jesus, man, like this guy is fucking got a beat on me, dude. Like,
yeah,
he knew.
On you, man.
He was like, I know where this fucker's gonna stand right up, and I'm gonna fucking knock him as soon as he does. Dude, he got me like 5 times in a row. I was like, fucking hey. It was kind of crazy. But I had a blast. Like I said, most of the time it was probably just fun playing with Brink, and his brother-in-law Pigeon was there. And it was cool as fuck playing with both of those guys, just getting the bullshit with them and fuck around. And then, Ryan, guess what happened?
What?
Mid-match, my computer froze.
Oh, no.
And then I got a blue screen that said, a major error has occurred. Uh-oh. Please shut down your computer and make sure all your hardware components are right. I was like, what the fuck?
That's not a good sign, Jesus.
Is my computer dying? Is it dying? Is it finally time?
Well, what happened?
I don't know. It fucking just died. It just froze on me mid-match.
Did it fucking, like, what was
No, it wouldn't have overheated, I don't think, because, like I said, my AC was on, and it's right next to the AC, so, like, the room is cool enough. I don't think it would have overheated. Because even in the past, I've played with it on, like, in the summer without the AC on, and it's been fine. I don't know what happened.
And it's been fine since?
Well, today is the first time I turned it back on since. But I did update the drivers today. Maybe that was it. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
maybe that.
Usually a blue screen's a driver issue or hardware failure. And then if you update a driver of any form, it could cause, conflict, and that will cause it. So that's usually the first thing I check. I mean, it gives you a long code. Like numbers and stuff, and you can Google that code and you might be able to like narrow it down to what device it is next time if it happens again.
Ain't nobody had time for that, man. We ain't gonna fucking Google no stupid code. All right,
I'll just tell you what's wrong with your computer.
I'll just No, listen, man. I got a group of tech gurus. I got Mayo I can hit up. I got Brink I can hit up.
Yeah, but Mayo's gonna do. He's gonna ask you for that code.
No, he's not. Mayo's
I'll
gonna
just tell him to update all of his drivers.
Yeah, see,
just
Mayo.
update your stuff.
See, Mayo just tell me to update it and throw away my keyboard and buy a new one, and I'm good.
Yeah, usually that's all you gotta do. Just get a new mouse, new keyboard.
Yeah.
Jesus,
you need a new monitor. Go buy that new one. Hey, Jesus, you need that new.
Those new OLEDs are out. Jesus, I thought about going picking one up.
Dude, have you seen that new? There's a new monitor that just got announced by Samsung. It's a 45 or 43 inch fucking monitor that's like a 4K OLED, dude. It's fucking sick.
They have two new OLEDs that came out, and then Alienware has an OLED that's out. There's three of them on the market.
But it's like a $3,000. The $3,000 monitors.
Yeah, they're just two. The Alienware is 1,000, I think, right now.
Okay. Which
isn't horrible. It's like a 34-inch, 175 hertz OLED, but it's still like 38-inch, 34-inch. Mm-hmm. That's not horrible, but like the other two from Asus that are coming out are like 45 and 48-inch. That's just TV size to me, So it's like,
yeah, they seem very big for like sitting in a fucking desk a foot away from it, and
yeah, that'd be like it's like sitting in the movie theater in the very front row.
Yeah.
You'd be gaming like that. You would have your head tucked back and
48-inch TV for my monitor right now.
Yeah, so you know what we're talking about.
It's big. You gotta like. Yeah.
This is why he's always leaning back. I never realized why Ryan's always leaning back over there. I see why now.
That's why my camera is all the way the hell up there.
Right. I just thought he mounted it like in the top corner of his room and he's using it for like a security camera at the same time.
I think Iams ended up buying a new monitor. I forget which one it was. I think it was one of the new ones. I'm not sure if it was one of the OLEDs. I think it's a 4K one that he bought. I think I'm not sure which one he bought. I know he was talking about it with Brink in the chat the other day. He's like, I just got a new monitor, and then he was having issues with it. But also with the new monitor, he ended up getting a new graphics card. I think Iams finally got a 3080 Ti or something like that.
I thought I saw
down in price.
That on Twitter.
Well,
maybe?
yeah, they've come down in price because the 4000 series are expected to release here pretty soon.
Yeah. Because I know I seen a 3090 the other day for $1,000 off.
Yeah. So
it was still like 1,100, but
it's time to upgrade, Gunny.
I know. You know what? I've been looking at like I watch those same things as Iams does, like following all the freaking Asus. I mean, all the people that make these cards and Wario and Best Buy and all these things, and I saw that same exact thing on the same day. Where I'm like, ooh, 1,000 off. It's 11. It was like $12.99 or $11.99 or something like that on the price, and I was like, oh, nice. And I'm like, oh, and what I really need too is, besides the graphics card, is like a motherboard. And I thought, man, those two would just be so good together for this.
Yeah, you're ready for motherboard, CPU, and graphics card upgrade.
Yeah. I gotta say, guys, with talking to Mayo with details about this computer that I upgraded, whatever it was, 4 years ago?
Yeah, something like that.
And so, but the only thing I kept was that generic motherboard. It's a mini motherboard. I mean, it's not super tiny or anything, but I am just shocked to see that thing has lasted this long. But I would say maybe the biggest issue might be money as far as that goes. As far as like, bought a house a couple of years ago, and it's like, I would have already upgraded it. I would have already had like a gaming laptop, and
if you don't buy your son $4,000 gaming laptop,
I was gonna say he should be getting his son's hand-me-downs.
Discussion altogether, right? Because remember he bought that. How much was that?
That was an expensive laptop. Right? Yeah,
$4,000.
It was $4,000, right? I think that was with tax and you name it, right? That was all Razer. It was the top of the line. It was the best of the best, right? Whatever that came out last year. Yeah. And so, yeah, I think it came up to
so for that much. It better have been.
So check this out, right? You figure that had the that was like the true 1440p. It had everything, right? So What did I say it had in it? A 2060, right? Is what it was. Do you remember?
I thought it was like a 3060 or
3060. So
or maybe even like a 3070 or something.
3070. I'll just say that if I remember, that's what it was. But then he had it for probably about 3 weeks, and he's like, "Yeah, I just don't like it." He's been back. We returned that, by the way. If I didn't mention that, that got returned, got all our money back, and he's been on that old laptop where basically he plays things like Starbound and Roblox and Raft, and he loves his indie games, man. He really does. So
that's crazy to me that he didn't like it.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to read into the 16-year-old brain. I really am. Where I'm like, whoa, dude, you really gave up that brand new shiny ass top of the line laptop, and he's like, yeah, I want to wait for the 4080 series or whatever. I'm like, good luck with supply chain issues, but no, he really wants to build a PC. He wants an actual tower, PC with top of the line stuff in it. So
good.
Yeah, that's his plan.
That's awesome. Yeah, like I said, you can always hit up.
Oh, Gunny, make him build it. Don't let him buy a pre-built. Make him build it.
No, he does not want a pre-built. He does what I went through, and eventually replaced all those parts. For the most
you
part,
can
replaced everything.
You can always have someone else build it for you too. Like have someone fucking build you
one.
one.
That's another option as well.
Make him build it.
He's gonna fuck it up or something, man. He's gonna break it.
I think between the two of us together, we can both build 2 computers.
Yeah, make a montage.
We need them together, man.
We need to do like this, Ryan. He can fly one of us out there, and we can come help him.
Yeah,
that's why we had This is why we have. What were we using, Mayo? Were we using Messenger video at the time, or was it Discord?
Discord video. Yeah.
Is that what we were using? Like we used several different tools at that time.
Yeah, he was fixing it live on a video feed from Discord to me off his phone.
It took me like 8 hours or 10 hours. It was insane.
God,
I think now I can do something like that in an hour.
See what I did for my build when I built this thing. I didn't really know what I was doing. I put it all together the best I could, and then I called a friend of mine and said, "Come over and take a look at this and let me know if I should turn the power button on or not." He came over, looked at it, and went, "Yeah, man, it looks fine. Let's see if it fires up." Pushed the button, and it fired up. I was like, all right. It's reading all the RAM. It's fucking, everything's a go. Boom. Windows loaded. I was like,
nice.
What was that, Mail? 5 years ago? But yeah, I wouldn't have known what a CPU. If you would have said CPU, I'd have been like, 3 CPU? What?
Oh, yeah. I remember we went through putting a heat sink on for you because you were like, hey, your CPU was overheating. And it was like, he was sweating bullets over there. He was like, okay.
Just make sure it's pinned the right way and you're good.
Yeah. Have you seen it? Speaking of hardware, the DDR5 is out now. I didn't even notice that. Like, it just quietly kind of came out. It's so much faster than DDR4.
Isn't that? Well, that's what the new consoles have, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's video memory. This is like actually, your PC memory,
right? Yeah.
It's a little different. Yeah.
I try to take that in like a sponge, man. Whenever I see that on PC,
yeah, it's like you see video memory. You see your graphics card has like DDR6 or something. I can't remember what that's in the GPUs right now, but like for our motherboards, there's DDR5 now, and it's got like double the speed or something than what the 4 has.
Yeah. Apparently, the consoles have GDR6.
Mm-hmm. I think that's what's in. Like, if you look up our video cards, it's the same thing that's in our video cards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely need that for the processing.
But it's different for like the CPU motherboard. Like it's like a different.
Anyways, that's all I've really been playing, man. I look forward to playing some more Death Stranding, which is coming out tomorrow on Game Pass. I look forward to playing some.
Install that as we speak. It's
PC, Game Pass PC.
Yeah, and I'm also looking forward to playing some.
Here it is. Now to let me install it.
Some Saints Row. I think I'm gonna buy that. The problem with that is I wanted to buy it on Steam. I went to Steam looking for it, and it's not on Steam. It's an Epic Store exclusive. So I'm gonna probably buy it in the Epic Store. I've been looking at video reviews though of the game, and
it's not getting good reviews.
People are saying that it's not like they're saying that it's not as impressive in terms of graphics as like even games that came out 3 years ago. So they're saying that, yes, it's a reboot. Yes, it's new characters. Yes, new city, new gameplay or whatever. But that they think that it's being held back by the old gen consoles big time. They're like, this has to be like the reason they didn't push the graphics any further than what they could have right now, or what it is is so they could keep it on the old consoles as well, because just the old consoles have, I mean, in terms of volume, the old consoles have way more consoles out there than the new ones, right? Like, think about how many more PS4s are out there than like a fucking PS5 right now, you know? So it just makes sense in terms of money for them to do that, especially in a reboot, you know, that kind of flopped after whatever the last one was.
Agents of Mayhem was...
Yeah, that shit fucking flopped
an
hard.
hour of that game was like, what is this trash?
So...
It looked good, though. It did look good.
I don't know. I'm thinking about buying it. $60 though. I'm like, fuck, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
At least if it's enjoyable and it's something you feel like playing, but that's something that might get you back in gaming. You know, it may not have to be the best looking game ever to get you back in playing. You know, something I've been playing, like Ryan said, is an indie game. You know, like, oh, this game isn't like the prettiest thing ever, but it's what I felt like playing. And
speaking of the indie game you've been playing, it's a game that I wanted to. I looked at. It came up on my Steam first thing the other day. It popped up. It's Cult of the Lamb. That game looks pretty cool. But the only reason I did not buy it, the one main reason, man, is they fucked up and they put in like some stupid fucking card looking shit on the fucking screenshots. And I was like, no, I'm out.
No.
I'm out, motherfucker. I ain't playing no stupid card game shit again. Fuck this.
No, it's not. It's not like that.
Well, I know it's not like that. Well, of course it's not like that, because Mayo told me earlier it wasn't like that. But on the fucking screenshot, it looks like it. It got cards everywhere. Pick your card.
You haven't heard anything about this game? Like,
no, I don't read shit. I just look at the screenshots. I'm like, does this look cool? Maybe I'll buy it. If it looks cool, I'll buy it. If it doesn't look cool and it looks like it has stupid cards in it, I'm not buying it, Ryan. And guess what? It looked like it had stupid cards in it, and I'm not buying it.
Stupid cards in it, bro.
It's pretty rare.
Which gameplay that I've watched, and me and Ryan just bought it like an hour ago.
But I've always wanted to start a cult of my own, so it's appealing to me.
Go for it, man.
Tell me about this, Mayo.
Yeah,
I mean, to me, like I said, it's a mix. I mean, I guess I kind of hit on a little bit since I know Ryan, he just started playing it and that, and Gunny has it as well. To me, it's like a mix of a little bit of Animal Crossing, a lot of Nobody Saves the World, right? Nobody Saves the World, Nobody Saves the Universe.
Nobody Saves the World.
And a little bit of, I don't know, like that top-down roguelike, you know, kind of.
What's that? Geez, maybe it is Nobody Saves the World. Maybe that's the game I'm thinking of. Ryan, what's the game that you really love on Xbox that has that Zelda-like features to it? It's not Nobody Saves the World.
Nobody Saves the World, yeah.
Okay, what's the other game that you and Mayo really...
Isaac?
What?
Binding of Isaac?
No, that's a really good game, but no, I'm thinking of the other game that you guys really liked, that you can play as different characters.
That's what Nobody Saves the World was.
Nobody Saves the World.
Damn, there's two different games I'm thinking of. One has that Minecrafty, not blocky, but anyway, yeah, I'm getting those vibes from it. So another game that you really enjoyed besides Nobody Saves the World.
Yeah, a little Animal Crossing where you're in the village.
It was made by one guy,
and then like when you go into the dungeons, it's kind of Binding of Isaac. Style fighting, I guess. Well,
yeah,
no,
I mean,
you don't shoot, right?
Right, yeah. There's no shooting, but there is randomization to where, so when you're going into a dungeon, your weapons will be randomized, and they all have traits on them that you cannot necessarily swap out. But there is, Ryan, you can be finding some vendors when you do go, and they may give you some effects and stuff to your weapons.
Yeah,
you know, it doesn't really like work with your build. Like, you don't really make a build per se like you would in, say, like Dead Cells or something like that, where you have that depth.
Yeah,
but it's more of a Moonlighter kind of dungeon run kind of feel.
Yeah,
is another good comparison.
Yeah.
But then when you go in there, you're getting some, you know, bones, and you're getting like some resources, and you're taking them back at Jesus. And when you come back to your main town, That's where it feels like Animal Crossing. So you have these cute little animals, and they're your friends, and they're your followers, and you're kind of taking care of them, and you got to cook food for them and stuff. That like you kind of leave it lay around, and then you have like a shrine where they worship you and stuff you build, and then you can do like a religious event where they come in and like worship you, and they basically become your followers. But then they can turn on you. Like you may have one character that starts to turn on you, and he'll run around like a little microphone, and he'll be trying to convert other people, and you can decide what to do with that guy. And I watched a video where they took one of the guys, and he murdered him in front of the whole entire town, Jesus, and then to make an example out of him, he brought him back to life and turned him into like this little squishy floating brain, and he flies with him in every dungeon, and he seeks out the first enemy in every room, and just explodes himself to do damage to the monsters. And then every time he goes in another room, he respawns again, and that's his like little infinite loop. Yeah. But you can like make your friends eat poop for some reason. It's something that they've talked about. You see it in all the reviews
and say, hey, that guy over there, see that guy over there? You got to feed him some poop.
Yeah. I can see Jesus doing that and be like, hey, that Gunny guy over there, we'll give him some poop. Make him eat some poop. And you have like kind of like brain washing and power over them, and then you can feed it to them, and they're all like happy and stuff, and you're like, huh. But yeah, it's a very interesting game.
Different sides to the game where there's the management of your cult, and then there's where you're going out and fighting and doing dungeons and stuff.
Kind of like Moonlighter again. Cool. Where, Moonlighter was the dungeons and the selling stuff in the shop.
Selling stuff in the store.
This is more like
so good.
More like managing your little town, your community, and your cult, kind of thing. To where Moonlighter was like your town and your store,
But yeah, no cards, Jesus. It's not dicey dungeons or any silly.
All right, I'm gonna buy it then. I'll play it then. I'll buy it.
We're all playing it.
There's a demo on Steam as well, Jesus. If you're not 100%
I ain't doing no demo. I ain't doing no demo. I'm buying it.
Why demo it if you can play for 2 hours and return it?
No, why demo it? That's stupid.
I want to hear about this game next week. Fucking Hell Let Loose and fucking Battlefield again.
Hell Let Loose, there you go.
That Gunny's playing Hell Let Loose. I played Hell Let Loose like 5 years ago.
I haven't been playing it lately.
Last time I played Hell Let Loose was 5 years ago, Gunny, and I played it. And
that just came out a year ago.
No, because I was playing it when it was preview, whatever the fuck. That shit, right. Yeah.
Okay, so it was 2 years. 2 years.
No, it was like 3 years ago.
It was on PC for a while, yeah. It was out for a while on PC before it.
New to console, new to me.
Old ass fucking game, Gunny. I fucking played it back in World War II or something. All right, all that shit.
Sorry, Gunny. Or sorry, Jesus. I meant Ready or Not. That's what I was thinking.
Okay, Ready. Okay.
I don't know why.
Jesus, you'll be proud of me. I was watching my Twitches today, and I was watching a guy play Hell Let Loose today who was in the damn war.
Was he?
The Vietnam's War, 1965.
Like a veteran?
He was stationed out in Germany, and he's out there playing.
Nice.
Yeah, he was old as fuck, dude. I was like, hey, this is a guy I need to follow right here.
That's awesome. But yeah, anything else you've been playing, Mal? You obviously have to play something else.
Yeah, I've been going for a minute. So once I did climb out of the trunk and got broken free again, back to my PC, kicked Evan out of the chair, broke his ankle. That way he couldn't get around so much, So now I kind of have him laid up. But I feel kind of bad because once we broke his ankle, he had to fly his mom out here to kind of help him out with the surgery. So yeah, I got to meet his mom. So that she's come by a couple of times and taking care of Evan. And Evan, I think he's kind of stranded here until like in the fall. I think he's gonna be here like 8 weeks or something.
Oh,
so I don't know if it has something to do because he was working here and he got hurt at work, and it's like a workman's comp thing or what. I don't understand how all that works, but he may have to stay in Ohio because of that, or because of the doctors he's dealing with here. He can't like switch and fly back home or something. I'm not really sure.
You don't trust California doctors or something?
I thought this was just a bit.
He's a freeloader, is what he
What's that, Ryan?
I said he actually broke his ankle. I thought this was just a bit.
So the last day he was here, he was getting ready to leave the next day, and he was working. It was the last day he was working. He got to work, and he did something at work, and he broke his ankle in 2 places.
Oh Jesus Christ!
And he picked up a sledgehammer He picked up a sledgehammer and hit himself in the foot.
Oh, I'll let him tell you what he did. I won't say what he did, but
Mayo. Oh, I broke my ankle. I gotta stay another 5 months. Oh,
so we were talking. He's like, well, it looks like I might be here in the fall now, and the leaves change color. Except we were talking about that, And he's like, oh, I won't see that. And now he's like, yeah, it looks like I'm gonna be here for a while. So, he's completely welcome to stay. So it works. But I mean, besides that, I've been working a lot while Evan was here and stuff, and pretty much 7 days a week for a couple weeks in a row. I'm on vacation this week, so I got a lot more free time. But so I was playing a lot of quick hit, get in, get out kind of games since I'm working 7 days a week, and trying to squeeze time in and visit with with Evan and his family. And so I was playing a little bit of Counter-Strike Go. I jumped in that just for something to go back to, It just seemed fun. I don't know why. I was like, you know what? I'm going to jump in this real bit. I watched my son play it a lot. I almost want to call it like an old person shooter. It's like perfect for me because it's not Twitch based. It's not run and gun. It's strategic, crosshair on corners, slow moving.
Yep.
Quick to fire though.
Valorant, right? I mean, that's what I kind of like about it.
Yeah, it's and actually my son thinks it's still better than Valorant in a lot of ways. So. And it's just so good. And something I thought was kind of intriguing about the game still is there is such a loot system and skin system, but you get the crates all the time by playing online. And if you pay that $250, you can unlock and roll and get a randomized weapon. It's going to tell you what your odds are for each weapon. But if you can get some of the better weapons, that stuff sells for real Steam money. So you can turn around and reinvest that stuff back into and making money back on Steam. If you don't care about the skins, which I don't really care, I may pay the $250 to unlock the crate. And if you get like a red, like an epic level skin or something like that, they can be worth crazy money. I've seen guns and gloves and knives go for like over $1,000. On the Steam market.
People have gone to prison, right, Mayo? We read stories.
Yeah. We've read stories of people like running scams. Yeah.
And you can just sell that stuff on Steam. So like if you get it, you can pull up the Steam market and like you can click on your item and it'll be like, okay, this is what it sold for last. And you can be like, okay, it sold for $100 on the community. And you can click on it and it'll say there'll be people like lined up to immediately buy it now. Like you could just put it for that price and it immediately sells. Like it has like a built-in bot to buy it. And you get like $100 Steam credit, and then you can use that to buy Steam games and stuff, which I thought was kind of cool. But man, the players in that game are really good. Like you get in there and it just, even though it's slow and you're really watching your corners, they really know where to throw grenades and they know where to watch, what corners to peek and which corners to watch.
Yeah. Anyone playing that game still is definitely pro.
And there's a lot of people playing. Like there's other skill levels. I mean, you have matchmaking and all that kind of stuff. It's just, people really know the game well. So you got to plan. But besides that, in the time since I last recorded, Spider-Man had coming out on PC. And I went ahead and picked that up because I never really got to play that on the PlayStation. And enjoying that quite a bit. Of course, with anything, the first time I do it, especially for like a console game, I'm always like benchmarking it right away, just seeing how this game will run and this and that. And first thing I did, the new Spider-Man with the remaster has ray tracing, and so I wanted to mess with that. And in the settings, it lets you actually see it real time. So like how when you pause the game, sometimes you can adjust the settings, and it doesn't show it until you like relaunch the game or restart the game. In Spider-Man, you can see it actually happening as you're adjusting the sliders. Nice. And I put the game on max settings, max ray tracing, max everything. And I'm only playing on my 1080p 280 hertz monitor because it has like HDR. And I think actually the color looks better than it does on my 1440 monitor. Because I think my 1440 monitor is starting to get a little older now. Like maybe the color is starting to go out of it a little bit. I don't know. But it looked better on my 1080p monitor. So I'm like, I'm going to play it on that. So I've been playing it on that, and with me turning ray tracing everything up, I'm getting like 90 frames in the actual open world part of it. And it's really neat. Like when you stick to the side of the buildings when you just have a slider for ray tracing on how far the distance is, that it can like register what's going to reflect. you can turn that all the way up to like 10, and it shows like every little detail on top of the building. So like before, like when it's lower, and I don't know if it's like this on the like the PlayStation 5 or not on their ray tracing, but like when you're on the side of a building and you're seeing the reflection of other buildings off the windows, it doesn't show, like if you have it turned down, it doesn't show like the stuff that's on the rooftops or any of those
like
other things,
plants or gardens or whatever.
Yeah, but like when you turn it up, it shows all the vents and the little towers and stuff on top of all the buildings as well. Like all that stuff reflects. And on top of that, which is really cool too, is some of these office buildings you can see in the building as well. You can see the office stuff, but you can see in the window and see what's inside. But you can also see the reflection of everything coming back. So like you kind of move it around a little bit, and you can kind of see both. It's really neat.
That's cool.
Just that polish is really fun. Messing with that. Besides that, the game runs great. I did, I said play a little bit on PS4 when I borrowed it from a buddy, but I'm past that point, so it's all new and fresh to me. And it's just, the story's good, even though it's an older game. I remember
Are you playing with this with the DualSense controller?
I am. I did buy the, I had that PS5 controller. And so I am using that. So it does have the haptic feedback on the controller and everything. So you get all of that. Yeah, it's just working great. It does kind of throw me off with the QuickTime events because I'm not as in tune with the PlayStation controller. So when I see like X and square or triangle, I'm pretty good at it. But like there's times that X really messes me up.
That threw me off with Detroit.
Because with the Xbox controller and the PlayStation, they both have that X button, and where it's at, it kind of throws me off. But
so I got a question for you, Mayo, because you've played other PlayStation exclusive games on PC and others that you've mentioned, and I can't remember which one it was. I think it was Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, I did that, and I've done God of War as well.
Right. So we're talking about different studios from PlayStation, right? Where you mentioned to me personally about when they launched on Steam and just, what do we call it? Like the features that it came with or the abilities, like, with what you just mentioned, ray tracing and, shadows and all these different things, right? And I think you said that, was it Horizon Zero Dawn when it launched, it didn't have like a lot of the features that you really wanted?
Yeah, some of the earlier games when they first had them coming out, like Horizon kind of started introducing more of that stuff as like one of the first ones. So there was a couple that were limited in options, and they're getting way better about having way more. God of War was really good as well. Of having way more options and way more settings, you can really fine tune it.
Yeah, I think it was more my question about the way these games launch when they come to PC, and how much that makes a difference to like a big steamer like you.
Oh yeah, I think
I'm super glad that that Spider-Man, I almost said Superman, came out with all the features that PC
well, I think you want to mess with it and you want to try to maximize it sometimes. And so if you don't have as good of a PC, and that's something I'm seeing more about Spider-Man is if you don't have the best PC in the world, you can go through and change some of the settings, and Spider-Man has a lot of settings you can turn on and off to make the game run good. So you can crank some stuff down. If you want to turn the shadows down, turn the shadows down. The game's still going to look and play, pretty well. Like it's, if you don't have ray tracing, you can turn off ray tracing.
All the bells and whistles.
Yep. Yeah, and it's still going to look really good. I mean, I guess once you turn stuff down so much, there maybe isn't as much of a point in playing it on PC, where you'd probably be better off if you own a PS4 or PS5, to play that version, or if you own a PS5 at least. Maybe a PS4 may not look as good if you turn it way down.
4K.
Yeah, but I mean, the game looks amazing. Like it looks really, really good. And
nice.
I remember talking to Bill Garner about it. We talked about it in the Discord a little bit. We were kind of going back and forth at it about the price of the game. He didn't think it was really worth $60, and to me, it was. It's a game I haven't really ever gotten the opportunity to play. And yeah, he's played it before and beat it. Like from 2018. It's still a new game to me, and it's still a new game to a lot of PC people out there. So I think it's going to sell no matter what, because most people aren't going to wait for a sale or whatever. They just want to pick it up now and finally get a chance to play it. And I had no problem whatsoever about paying $60 for it, to play it now finally, even though it's it's old. It doesn't have the Miles Morales stuff. Like I remember Jesus, like you mentioned that it does not have that. It has all the DLC, but not like the new game.
Yeah, right. We know that'll be a bundle.
It's supposed to be coming
November,
in the fall or something.
Yeah.
But it has all the other DLC, whatever DLC that was. I don't remember what.
For the actual Spider-Man game, yeah.
And then with the pre-order, they gave me a couple of suits, and they gave you a couple of extra bonus points and stuff like that. You know, your upgrade points. You know, they give you all that stuff as bonus stuff as well. I'm not sure how far along I'm in the story. Jesus, you would probably know. I'm a little ways past the point where you played Miles.
Okay.
So I think I'm like maybe 45 to 50% range. Maybe. I can't remember. Like after you do the part with Miles where they're doing the campaign thing and the bombs go off, and you do a part with Miles, and I can't remember what I did after that. It's some Black Cat stuff. You know, I was kind of chasing her a little bit, and they started introducing where you're starting to find those things. And I think the last thing right before I turned it off was they were introducing. What was it? It was something that you got to find. Oh, the pigeons. You know, the pigeons. It reminds me of the guy like Lawrence Fishburne from like John Wick. You know, he's got these pigeons out, and you got to like help them looking. That's like where I stopped it. But I'm really enjoying it. I'll probably play it more tonight. And then, like I said, I picked up Call to the Lamb, and I ended up picking that up on the Switch. You know, most of my games, I'm playing on the PC, and most of it's like just sit down and play it in the PC. I thought about picking it up on the Xbox and playing it in the living room because it feels like a really good living room game. I'm like, you know what? I haven't used my Switch forever, and I've been, I've been telling Leahy and Bill Gardner again on Discord that, you know, the Steam Deck, I don't have a Steam Deck, so I don't feel like I would use it. You know, I don't really put my Switch in portable mode very often. It's very rare. And it's just like docked all the time. It's pretty much playing on the TV.
It's a Steam Deck for you or a Steam Switch.
Yeah, that's what. I was just going to ask you, why wouldn't you buy a Steam Deck or try?
Steam Deck?
I don't do it if I do enough portable gameplay. Like usually if I'm out and about, I'm out and about. You know, and I'm not.
But you
gaming.
have a Switch.
I don't.
With
use my
Steam
Switch
library, with your Steam library, you would probably use that more.
Yeah, I feel like it's weird.
Right, they're out there that you can put that on your TV.
Yeah, it's just weird, like to me, because if I'm going to play it and I can play it on my PC, or if I can play it on my Steam Deck, I feel like I'd rather play it on my PC.
Well, the whole thing is the portable side of it.
Yeah, and then like I said, I don't really use my Switch. I'm like, you know what? It's docked all the time. Like I just have not taken it off the dock in forever. So that's what kind of made me like want to buy Call to the Lamb on the Switch, because I'm actually getting ready to travel at the back half of this week. And where I'm going to be at, it's no real internet. I'm like going in the mountains, like staying in a log cabin kind of thing.
What, did you buy a cart for that?
What's that?
Did you buy a chip disc, whatever they're called, cart?
No, I bought the digital copy.
Well, I mean, at least it's installed, right? It doesn't.
Yeah, it's installed and downloaded, and it's a single player game, and I don't think it has to check in online or nothing. So I'm just going to take it with me. And my son's going along with me too, so he can kind of play it as we're driving down. He can have multiple profiles on there. So like he can play it while I'm down there. And then, if it's late at night or whatever, and I'm, like everybody's in bed or some family we're visiting is not around. And, maybe I'll sit down and play it. But typically I don't play on the go, and that was kind of like the whole reason I haven't bought the Steam Deck was if I'm outside doing whatever, and I'm not really gaming. It's like I'm driving somewhere. Then when I get there, I have a purpose to where I was driving to. Then I'm doing whatever that purpose was, and so I'm not sitting there, playing on a portable. I guess I don't take anything like that to work. I feel like there's too much of a chance of something like it either getting A, broke, or B, stolen.
Yeah,
like forklift. Yeah.
I could lay it on my forklift and I turn around and that sucker could be gone. And then obviously I'm driving around and I don't have time to stop except for my brakes. And I could get it on my locker and stuff, but by the time you do that and you get into a game, 15-minute breaks go by pretty fast already.
Yeah.
15 minutes of game time isn't going to do anything for me. So I just pretty much don't play anything portable. But it seemed like it's going to be a good game. But yeah, playing it on the Switch, figured I could dock it and play it on the OLED in the living room. And, I could take it this weekend if I go, because it's only like a 20-hour game from what I'm seeing online. The people say like it doesn't have the greatest amount of replay yet. They do have on the I don't know if you noticed it, Ryan, in the very beginning tab in the menus, they have a roadmap. So they're going to continue to support this game for a while. And it is to Devolver Digital, I think is the publisher, who is a great publisher, and they've made some really great games. And so hopefully they'll keep on adding some stuff to this game and making it even better and continuing to grow like Dead Cells. Dead Cells had that last update, and I've not jumped into that recently.
I sent you that, Mayo, and I have been playing this game.
Yeah, I knew it was there.
I
just haven't jumped back into it. I need to, because I think there's a lot I can discover in that game again. Just the last thing I did too is I was talking to a guy at work when I was working all these days, and we were talking about some racing games, and he had a racing wheel that you clamp to the desk with the pedals and all that stuff for the PC, and he let me borrow that. So we brought it home, and I thought about hooking that up with the VR Jesus and playing like Project Cars. We had the VR visuals instead of holding the controller. It's the Thrustmaster Jesus, the Thrustmaster TM or something like that. It's called
3000.
But yeah, either way, nothing like Google and drivers for that. Get on Google and go on Thrustmaster drivers. But yeah, so I get this. I got this. Got it installed and it works really well on a couple games. But I haven't tried it on Forza. I want to try it on Forza Horizon and see how it plays on there. But I tried it on Project Cars and stuff, and it's pretty difficult.
Does Forza Horizon have VR support? And it doesn't.
No, it does not. But I think it has the controller support, so the wheel support, because it is like the Xbox branded one, so it has all the Xbox buttons on it, so it should work.
Yeah.
But it has the force feedback too, where like it like practically wants to like snap your wrist when it's fighting you, and stuff. So definitely
play some.
Try it at Forza 7.
Download a set of core.
I can't get Forza 7, Gunny.
Huh?
I can't get Forza 7.
Download the.
Remember that was a Windows 10 thing I was telling you about?
Yeah, it's gone.
Is it gone? Yeah. I mean, who uses that anymore?
Download Assetto Corsa, that racing game, and play that.
Yeah, I thought about picking that one up as well. I use Project Cars too, because it has the VR support, and it's kind of like that as well.
Yeah, because that game is like fucking hyper realistic, and I'm assuming like they probably have a lot of programming in it that fucking like gives realistic feedback on the wheel or whatever.
Yeah, and that's what Project Cars 2 was. It even literally has a wheel option, and it shows you a picture of all the wheels like it supports, and it was like 30 of them. I'm like going next, and I had to try to identify it by picture because it doesn't really say on this wheel like what model it was. Since it was out of the box, he's just let me borrow it. I had to try to like manually find out. So once I used Project Cars 2 with a picture to match them up, I was able to find the full name of it, and then I ended up Googling the drivers because it still wasn't working right. And then once I got the drivers installed, it works like a charm. It just the only little thing I don't like is the pedals. The base of them kind of moves around a little bit.
Yeah.
I
can. You got a Velcro. Stick them to the floor.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't really like stick to the floor. It's got a little bit of weight to it, but very little.
Put them against the wall.
It is. That's why I have it now against the wall. So, but then it's just a matter of getting it like comfortable. I wish the other thing too is maybe it had like a tilt. I don't know if that's a common thing having wheels or not. Because like when you adjust like
3D printer,
the way you're sitting, to be nice if you could tilt the wheel.
I bet you some wheels have it, but they're like really expensive wheels.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. But needless to say, I'm gonna mess with it more this week while I'm on vacation before I do my road trip.
That's
do some fake driving before I do real driving.
That's one thing that I haven't gone back to lately is VR. I always think about it. I'm always like, you know what? I should fire up Half-Life Alyx again. I should fire up maybe Flight Simulator again or something. But I just haven't gone back to it, man. It's just my shit's just sitting here. Like I got the.
And why?
I still have my is it the Quest? What's the newest one?
The Quest 2.
Quest 2, yeah. And I saw they went up $100 in price, or going to. And I thought, oh, maybe I should sell it.
And when Evan was here, when Evan first got here, I'm sorry he didn't mention in the show. I guess he didn't really have a chance to one time, but he played some of the VR games while he was here, and he got to mess with them. And we launched Google Earth, and he kind of showed me where he lived and stuff like that. And
cool.
He's like, this is actually really cool. He was pretty impressed with it actually. Like
Google Earth.
I can see it on the monitor.
Yeah.
But he was looking at it in VR, and he's like, oh, this is really cool. Like, ways moving things around. So he was showing me like what area he lived in. He's over in Orange County over there. And then he played some. I'm trying to remember what else he played. He played some Pistol Whip, which is a really, really good game. I think he really enjoyed that one. And then he played the first episode of Vader Immortal. Like I own all 3 episodes of that on the Oculus store. And he played through the first one of that and he thought that was pretty good. And then he played a little bit of Tetris Effect as well while he was here. He's like, oh, this is kind of cool.
Tetris Effect is dope. You could just zone out in that shit, man. Like, if you got good headphones and you're in VR and that fucking shit and got good headphones on, man, you could just be fucking buzzed out of your mind and just fucking be like, yeah.
It kind of made me want to dip back into it. Like I had it all out and set up for him, so I'm like, "Oh, I should be playing this," And that
game,
I got busy
that game is cool because the music. So like you just, like you start doing kind of good, the music keeps going. You start doing better, the music keeps going. And then once the music is like full on going, you're like, "Yeah, I'm in the zone, motherfucker." Yeah.
He said the exact same thing. He was like, "The music's pretty good with this. Like it's pretty neat. Like it's like a nice blend."
It builds as you take down lines. It's fun.
Yeah, and I think there was an update on Beat Saber where they added a whole bunch of new like built-in tracks, like not downloaded, not modded or nothing. And
I have that mod. I don't know. I probably have to reinstall the mod.
Yeah, same here. Like I had that mod where you could do any music, but I think Beat Saber added like 20 new tracks on their own.
Okay.
A little while back.
They have pretty good music too. Like their built-in music for that game is really good too. So I hope that when the new PSVR comes out, like a new Beat Saber comes out with like a whole bunch of music,
Yeah. I want to try that out. We got to break that out of the box again. Play Beat Saber. My kid really enjoyed
Beat Saber is like the coolest game in VR. That shit's like it's so much fun. That shit, it's just fun, and everyone can do it. Like it's just, you just know what to do with it. You're like, all right,
I'm gonna go charge it right now, guys. I'm gonna be back so I can charge it up.
Go charge it. Go charge
it.
Okay,
the biggest thing was that, and the most unfortunate thing about it is
reuse it.
All the paid added songs almost weren't worth it. Like on the PC when you could just mod it really easily.
Oh, it wasn't worth it at all.
Unlimited songs. They're like, oh, you want to pay $10 for these 10 songs from one artist? And you're like, no.
Fuck no. You just mod it and get unlimited songs from anyone.
From any artist, right?
Yeah.
And maybe they're not done as well as the ones that are done in this, but yeah, I'm just trying to see now. Just looking, I just pulled it up on Steam here, but it's going kind of slow. But they had released some stuff. Yeah, so here's the thing that said Beat Saber 1.222. The electronic mixtape release. It said players that just released 1.2 update brings electronic mixtape feature and 10 new songs and various electronic music artists across the entire music era. And then after that, there was another update that added 2 more songs. And then there was a level editor update, and then another remix. So they've added a couple songs to it, and I think that's what they needed to do. I think they needed to get more songs in there. If you just had the let's say, I don't want to say like the hobo version, but like the plain version, non-modded, it's not as good. It just, once you play through so many songs, you're just kind of done with it. But Pistol Whip is still good. Like that game is still a lot of fun, and Evan was really enjoying that quite a bit when he was playing around that. He's like, it's kind of hard, but that's just a game where you're standing still and the environment's moving around you and you're ducking the bullets and firing back to the rhythm and stuff. It's pretty immersive. But that's pretty much it. Besides, like I said, just constantly working 7 days a week for the last couple of weeks, and now, like I said, I'm on vacation this week, so I hope we get some more time in before I do my little road trip.
Nice.
What about you, Ryan?
I pretty much talked about everything I played. I played Rumbleverse and a little bit of that. I've been playing a lot of Minecraft. Just
I remember
plowing away trying to figure out that game.
Listening to the 400th episode while I was at work, and you were talking about Minecraft, right? I think it was in that episode.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Ryan's playing Minecraft. So that game can suck you in.
Oh man. So I built like, unbeknownst to me, I built my new house in a pillager tower. And I didn't realize that if I was in there, they would just keep respawning and I'd have to kill them over and over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, what do I got to do to get rid of them, stop them from spawning? So I started looking stuff up, and I'm like, okay. And they tell me stuff like, okay, take out all the floors and put in half planks all the way through the entire thing. So I did that. They still kept spawning. And I'm like, oh my God, okay. So I got to be in peaceful mode if I'm going to be here, because they just keep spawning and killing me and shit, right? Like, I'm like, this sucks. So I'm like, okay, how can I figure out how to get rid of these guys? I got to get rid of them for good. So I was just wandering around and I found some lava, and I'm like, got my bucket on me. I'm going to grab a bucket of lava. So I grab myself a bucket of lava. I go over to the pillager tower, and I'm like, I build a dirt pile all the way to the top of the pillager tower, right over top of it. And I had built a little chimney in it for my fireplace. And I poured lava down the chimney, and the whole place just burnt to the ground. I was like, sweet, it's gone now. So I've spent the last little while just chipping away at all that, trying to get rid of the rubble that was left over. And now I'm back into playing in regular mode again because the pillagers are gone.
Good.
That game has so much depth in the way things work in engineering.
Oh yeah,
it blows my mind. Like I remember way back long time ago when I played it, when redstone was kind of a newer thing. You could go on YouTube and watch these videos. I remember watching like these farming videos where when they introduced the farming, but like you do this thing with water. You build like a dam across the very top, and you put all your plants and it's down the side of a hill. Then when you release the water, it like goes through and it like breaks all the plants, but it makes them all like harvestable. So it was like a massive harvest system, like, and it was like all controlled where the water would kind of recycle back to the top and all this stuff. And like, it just was like ingenious. I'm like, this is so cool. And I've seen different traps and like you can build a robot that flies across the sky and drops TNT on the ground and just leaves a fucking hole, like a crater. It's insane, but like I've seen the binary clocks stuff where people make a real binary clock.
Yep.
You know, and with everything with the red plate or the redstone, the pressure plates and the red, or is it red dust or whatever it is? It's like you make things of the pressure plates and things start becoming animated, and it gets pretty in depth. Like it's crazy. Like the things you can start doing, and
you could literally build pretty much anything in Minecraft.
Yeah, especially in like creative mode.
Yeah.
In creative mode, when you have like, that's the thing, right? If you're in regular mode, trying to mine for all that stuff is like, there's no way I couldn't do that.
I love watching those videos where people show like, oh, we took 5 years and like fucking 300 people to build this.
Built the Game of Thrones set.
Yeah, we built King's Landing or whatever. We built
the first one I ever saw was like the USS Enterprise from Star Trek, and that was actually built in non-creative mode. It was actually built in the competitive mode, I think.
Yeah, that's insane.
Which is like the Mass Effect.
Could be wrong, but
people build the Normandy. People build the Halo. Like all that shit is cool, man. People build all kinds of cool shit, man. Like for a while there, me and my buddy we were doing that. We were just in there just building crazy shit. We're like, what's the craziest thing we could do, man? We would just sit there for hours and just fucking build and build and build and build and build and build. Like, yeah, that game could be addicting, man. I get it.
I think probably the funniest I think I've seen people build is like the self-loading cannons that shoots animals. Like I've seen them, like if you look on YouTube, there's like a track system where the animals get in a minecart and it takes them and automatically loads them in. Then you put all this TNT into the cannon where it doesn't blow up. And then you light one thing of TNT and it like will shoot the animal like across the map, like in the minecart sometimes or whatever. But there's a bunch of them on YouTube where you can build a cannon, and stuff like that. It's just crazy how the engineering in that game works and how everything just kind of works.
And I was never a Minecraft. Like I never got into it at all. My daughter saw it and she kept asking about it, and I was like, all right, I'll start playing it with her. And that's kind of how it all got triggered for me. And she sits and watches me play, and eventually I'm going to try and get her to start learning how to build and stuff like that. But she's not grasping a controller quite yet. So, but yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. Minecraft. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I played? I think the only other thing would be pinball effects on the Epic Store on my PC. Couple of new tables came out, and to be honest, I didn't really like them, so I don't even remember what they were.
Well, something.
One was
Yeah,
the original, and then there was something else that came out too. There was an old
I was going
Williams
to ask
table.
you, whatever the newest table, if it came out to Xbox.
No, effects. Pinball effects isn't on Xbox right now. Only 3 is, but the new tables aren't coming out for it.
Yeah,
That
there's a lot of
releases.
exclusive stuff, right? We're seeing now with
Well,
Apple and
right
Epic.
now it's in early access on Epic, and that's the only place you can play it right now.
Okay.
But it's supposed to be coming out in the next. I think it should have been out already. It might have got delayed again. Because I thought it was supposed to come out on console in the summer, but maybe it got delayed again. I haven't really been paying attention, so it'll come eventually, but we'll see when.
Have you played any more Rogue Legacy 2?
No,
No,
I haven't
kind
played
of
that
falling
for a
off on that
while.
one.
Yeah, I got to get back to it though, because I enjoyed that game. It was kind of fun.
What, Ryan, I know I've asked you before, but
Mhm.
any more Spelunky 2, or did you even play that game?
Spelunky 2? No, I didn't.
I think
didn't
I
really
bought that on
play it.
Xbox.
You probably
Try
did.
that one out. It's a little more, in the
Oh
same
wait, yeah,
place.
no, I did play a little bit of that, but a
I
long
don't even
time
know if I told you I
when
even
you
bought
first
it.
when you first got it. I think I played a little bit of it.
Yeah. Little legacy type.
Yeah, Rogue
Similar.
Legacy.
Yeah.
Similar. I
Oh,
like
actually-
Rogue Legacy better.
I just remembered something else I played. So whenever you're done, I might just chime in again
That
real
is good.
quick.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for me, man. Go ahead.
Something Gunny has played. I know he mentioned. I was messing around on the Xbox when I had a chance, and I did the cloud streaming to my Xbox, and I played. Is it As Dusk or whatever that story driven?
Yeah, As Dusk
If that
Falls.
falls.
As Dusk Falls. That's what it was.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I talked about
I'm
that
a little
last
ways.
show, yeah.
I'm a little ways into that game. I forgot I played that as well. I think I'm to the point. Like the last thing I did. Some of my decisions, the mom died, she was shot, and then I sent a girl out as to be freed, so she's with the cop, and then it's giving me like a little background story
Alert.
on the boys.
Spoiler
So
alert, guys.
I think it changes for everybody. It changes.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I think it's been out for a while, guys. So if you haven't played As Dusk Falls, I do want to spoil that a little bit. I haven't played it recently, but spoiler alert now for As Dusk Falls that I'm going to talk about. Maybe not the whole game that I played all the way through.
Right, because tell me this, Gunny, because maybe it
starts
was it
now.
a spoiler? Because you change the outcome? Can the mom not die?
Yes,
Yes.
it is a spoiler alert. Yes, because I'll tell you that I went back to play chapter 5 and 6 or whatever. You can do that.
Depends on your choices. The choices that you make.
Right, and that's what I kind of
change
assumed.
the
That's why I
outcome.
was
You
not
can see
about
that it
worried about it.
forks in different directions, right? And if
Right.
your story is gonna fork in one direction, and someone else's story could have forked in a completely different direction, right?
Yeah.
But-
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different branching paths or whatever, but it was weird that I went back to something like chapter 5 or 6 or whatever. And even though like I led up to a certain point, I still chose like a different direction. And then it showed like that my mom is still alive. It was kind of weird. I was like, okay, this is odd, right? But I chose that different path, right? So in the path that I chose, she's still alive. So I thought, kind of cool. But I will say that I went back to try to get like a good ending, but without any research because I'm going to this, without watching any YouTube videos or anything, right?
Yeah.
And both times, man, I just had bad endings. So
How close do you think I am to the end? Because I can't remember what chapter it is. So the part right now I'm doing is where it shows kind of like a personal side of the boys in the situation.
So, yeah, what was
like
that,
you're
chapter
dealing, you're
4?
dealing with her dad.
I think there's 6, right?
Yeah, there's 6. So you're probably in 4,
chapters?
Mayo.
Okay,
And it's not
that
much
sounds all right.
longer. Yeah, you don't have much longer. So 2 more
Right.
chapters.
Make sure I grind and finish that out. Like,
Yeah, it's short, it's sweet. It's good.
Yeah,
but I was playing that
if you
on the cloud.
it's worth giving a shot. If you want an interactive story, that's pretty much what it is. It's you want to sit down and watch a movie and have like interactions with it. Then
that's kind of how I took it. I was kind of eating here and there as I was playing. Like I would make some food. I just pause it and make dinner, and then come back to it and play it while I'm eating and watch it. Per se and stuff, but.
And it's cool been good. It does have a companion app that you can get on any phone or
Yeah, you can have up to 8 people play with you.
Yeah,
how does that work?
You can have a bunch, and basically, I think what it does is it'll gather a percentage of people who made a certain decision.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, watch a Twitch stream, pop on the companion app, join the room like you would in a Jackbox party type thing, and have fun. So
I like games that have like,
or get it on Game Pass, or
like streaming integration. Call to the Lamb has that as well. Yeah. I guess there's Twitch integration.
Yep.
And you can be like you can like have, I think the people that watch can be followers, part of your cult, and they can pick like
if they do something. Can't remember
they
what
can.
It is though. They can become they can get one of the followers named after them or something.
Yeah,
like
and
that.
They can pick their attributes. They can pick how they look and all that kind of stuff, and their name is in the game. Oh, Jesus,
they can make ready to say something over there. Like if you can get something, like I think they can give you like buffs, and they can choose your buffs or whatever, weapons and stuff like that. It's pretty cool.
That was so cool about that game, that Rock and Stone. What the hell's the name of that game?
Deep Rock
Galactic. Yeah, that was so cool with the not the Twitch integration, but it had the old Microsoft streaming service.
Yeah, I remember being on a mess with you guys that time
was
when you guys
so
were playing. I popped out and I kept giving you guys like the major enemies coming at you guys, and you guys were all cursing at me.
You killed us all. Yeah, it was fun. That's why we hate you, Mayo. Why we hate you. He killed us.
That's why Evan's tying me up and throwing me in the trunk of the Camaro.
All right.
What have you been playing over, Gunny?
Oh boy, I've been playing a little bit of everything lately. Man, especially since I knew I was going to be home this weekend, and I thought, man, I just want to play as much as I could possibly of just every little game that I could. I don't know why. There was something about it where I'm just like, I'm just going to play every freaking thing I can, whether it's new or old or whatever. So, like we talked about, playing what the hell are we playing, Ryan? I just popped it in here. Jesus Christ. I'm still early on.
Wow.
But
what are you talking about?
The game we just bought. Cult of the Lamb. I know. I was like, it's not on Xbox. But
that's what we've just been talking about for like 20 minutes.
The last 30 minutes.
Here, I can't think. But Vampire Survivors on PC Game Pass. So, I don't know. It looks kind of that 64-bit freaking top-down type of game, and I'm like, all right, I'll check it out. And it's basically just, that simple. It's that auto combat where it's just like every 1 second that thing will do like a swipe of a sword or whatever, or a rope or lasso or something from that first character. So, and it's just your only objective here is really just to move around the map and avoid enemies. Evade enemies, right? So, yeah. But here's the thing, right? If you played this, I'm collecting coins.
You can spend them on upgrades.
I'm doing so, and there are those in-game
upgrades and stuff.
Yeah, the in-game stuff, right? Where I can say, yeah, my freaking lasso freaking thing is like more, it's got more coverage, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I've done that 3 or 4 times, and I played like 4 rounds of it. Okay, so when I came back to like the main menu, and it says like, hey, you can buy these different things like upgrades, like health, and it shows that I have like, I'm trying to think of how many coins I have, 1,700 or whatever, but I can't buy anything. It doesn't let me purchase any health or anything. So I don't know if it's a PC thing. It's weird, but I tried everything. So I was using the mouse and keyboard at first, and then I'm like, all right, let me go try, and I just use my Cyberpunk controller, Xbox controller. So, and I thought, no, that's weird. It doesn't let me do anything. I can't buy any upgrades. So I don't know. Maybe the game's broken on PC Game Pass. But either way, it's okay. I don't know. I'll probably go back to it if I can get those upgrades working. So seeing how I've got enough to buy at least 4 or 5 upgrades. So yeah. Other than that, I did try out the new game on Game Pass called 2 Point Campus. What was it called? 2 Point Hospital that came out on Game Pass?
Yeah.
I never got into that. I told you I didn't like the whole remove the silly cartoon head and put a new one on. I don't know. It didn't appeal to me. But I thought, okay, let me try this one out. This is not about removing heads. This is about teaching kids and running a college. So I was doing okay at first because you get your first campus and you put different rooms in it. It already came with like not a conference center, but more of a, where the kids gather and learn, as a bigger group, and you can build bathrooms and shower rooms and dorms and things like that. It seemed fairly simple. And so I did all that. And so, yeah, built the dorm and all that crap. So I made it through the first year. I made a pretty decent profit, nothing huge, but it's like, all right, open a second campus. And I'm like, all right. So I opened the second campus, like right to the left of it. And I'm not sure if it's like what I'm supposed to build over there, but I built like a second science room. And I think I put a bigger dorm because I wasn't sure, like, do the people or the kids in the campus, sharing that? But I think they are because it's just walking distance. But you will get what's called like, the random visitors, like, oh, there's 2 kids that are interested in looking at your campus, So that tells me they want to join up. And there were 2 of them that were sleeping in the dorms. And so I'm like, all right, cool. So I need to hire another teacher for that. So, but it's weird because when I hired another teacher for that second, it's like a VR class is what it is, right? So I filled the VR classroom up, and I think I'm building everything correctly for the most part because it doesn't tell you, right? There's a minimum amount of room, that you need to add these different items to the room. But every time I put the teacher in, it would say, I don't know, they would just walk out and then they would be like, fuck this. I either quit or I'm just going to go to the teacher's lounge and just hang out there all day and drink coffee. So I don't know. I'm doing something wrong. So, and it's weird because even in my first classroom, the one that I built, that teacher doesn't want to stick around.
I'm going to play that game and I'm going to build a better school than yours.
I know you are because you played these things before.
Your shit sounds like trash.
I'm hiring the shittiest teachers ever, right?
You got like ITT Tech and I'm going to build fucking Harvard, motherfucker.
Stanford, right? Because it even shows like, hey, like there's a problem in the science room or whatever. And I'm like, well, where the fuck is the teacher, right? Because even all the kids have like these icons above their heads saying, yeah, there's a problem with the classroom. Yeah, there's no teacher or something, right? And it does show you, it even shows you clearly like, hey, they have to have 70% curriculum or something like that as a teacher. Not curriculum, but knowledge on how to teach a class, which all of them do. And I'm trying to choose like the little quirky things like where, like, okay, that teacher that you're choosing doesn't have like, they either have a lead bladder or they're partially blind or whatever. The word that they use, right? They're trying to be politically correct. But I'm like, all right, I don't need a blind teacher. I need someone who knows how to show the kids what to do.
I'm gonna have all the blind teachers.
And you can't, apparently, I don't know if you can have 2 teachers in a room, but I think what it is, if you hire a teacher and then you replace it, that other teacher ends up walking out and going to the teacher's lounge, right? So I figured that out quickly. I'm like, oh, wait, I've got 3 extra teachers. And it'll even say like,
yeah, because they break themselves out. They're like, they get tired and they go rest and the other one goes in to teach.
Right. And you even get to choose, which is kind of nice. There's a cool feature, right? To say, hey, give that teacher a break. They're stressed out or they're tired or exhausted. And same thing with the students. Where I've got this one student with like this red, purple, blue hair with an orange nose, like he's like the class clown. And I noticed like when he's walking from, let's say there's like, what is it called? Is it the kids or the, there's like a kids lounge, right? Or whatever they call that. where you can put up a dartboard and a video game console, or something like that, right? Where they can kind of go and relax. But he's like walking to the bathroom and it'll show like almost like it's like pixelated, right? Where it's like, okay, is he walking with his pants down? Is that what's going on here? Is he just being an ass? Like, and you get to expel those students, right? Or any student for that matter, even if they're doing really good, which would be stupid. But I'm like, man, it's time for you to go, right? Because he'll be over there just up to his shenanigans.
No, bro, no. If they're paying tuition, you got to keep them.
You would think, right? You would think, but I think the game is trying to tell you, like, get rid of this ass hat, and hopefully he'll be replaced, right? Because the game will generate somebody better who wants to fucking learn and not just dick around and goof off and skip class, because that's what this kid was doing. He was skipping class. So I thought, okay, that was an interesting part of the game, yeah, it was easy to, figure out on the actual console itself. Moving the rooms around was pretty easy. So, yeah, I found it a lot easier to use than the 2-Point Hospital. So, but yeah, I got to figure out the teacher thing. So I think I will go back to it, give it another chance, and probably research and find out what's going on with the teachers and why they're stupid and just walk out and disappear, go home, or to the teacher's lounge. So. But not a bad game. So, all right, Jesus, Mass Effect. Oh my gosh. So I decided like today I'm going to go back and play a little bit more Mass Effect 1. I'll do my little grind on it, eventually finish it. And so I'm at that point now where I get to the moon in the Sol system on Earth, and it's like, yeah, you got to go investigate these whatever. Something's fucking going on over there, right? So I get over there, shoot down all the turrets. I get inside the moon base, and I just die. Like my 2 followers, 2 people on my team, like die immediately, and that's the way it's been with this game. I must have chose like freaking veteran mode on this game or something, because they die right away, and I'm like just running around screaming like, like in Elden Ring, like, don't shoot me, I'm dead. I don't know, it's weird, but. I just finally said, screw it, man. I uninstalled it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to install Mass Effect 2 and start from there. So I'm tired of this Mass Effect 1. And I didn't care how bad the game, is dated or whatever, right? It's Mass Effect. It's a fucking amazing game.
Mass Effect. It's amazing.
So I'm like, all right, fine. But it won't let me install Mass Effect 2. I don't know. It's weird because the launcher, there's something wrong with the launcher or the game itself. Maybe I need to reset my Xbox, because it would go to like 3% and then it would just kind of freeze. So I would actually, force cancel the game, let it sit for 20 seconds or whatever, relaunch the game, right? It'll say, okay, install Mass Effect 2. Oh, it needs an update. Of course it does, right? I mean, that's what you're doing, is installing Mass Effect 2. So, did that, and bam, it just keeps doing that same thing. It's not my internet, so it's weird. I don't know. I think what I have to do is just shut down the whole system, unplug the Xbox, and do it again in order to get it to actually install. So I wasn't going to mess around and try and install 1 or Mass Effect 3 or anything. So weird. So that was frustrating. Yeah, it's been a frustrating weekend, guys, with gaming, because moving on to the Division 2 on Xbox, and I actually played this mostly all the way through on the actual PC itself, because I was messaging you guys and Mayo about, hey man, like what the hell? Was saying that I went to Steam and I can't find the freaking game. Division 2 is not on there at all. They moved it to the Epic Store. And I thought, whoa, I bought the whatever it's called, the New York DLC. And I was like, wait a minute, I actually bought this on the Uplay store, because Mayo had reminded me, right? I was like, oh, that's right. I actually bought it on Uplay. So fired that back up, I updated it, went back in, and, I played for a little bit. And so I'm like, all right, I know I also own this on Xbox, including the DLC. So I went on there, I think it was Saturday maybe, and I started playing it. I'm like, oh man, I'm like right towards the end with just the that DLC as far as where I got to kill this guy called Alex Keener. He's like a bad guy. Used to be a cop.
I met that guy once.
And so I'm like, all right, fine. So I make it all the way to the end and I die. I'm like, fuck. So it kind of starts you out unless you like time out, lag out, then you got to restart the whole thing. So I did that. And boom, I just die right at the very end. But yeah, very extremely frustrating. I'm like, and I want to go back to Washington, D.C., which is the main game, right? But it's weird because it doesn't let me. It's saying like, you need to finish the DLC first before you go back to New York City on Xbox, right? And I'm like, wait, weird, but all right, fine. So I don't know. I think Andrew was going to join me yesterday, I think it was, but I don't know. He had to do an update. So I don't know. I just need someone. Maybe I'll get Wingman or somebody to help me come in and finish this up. So since it is on the Xbox, but
we need a new Division game. We need a new Division game. Those games are good.
Yeah, it's right. So the only thing, I wouldn't even say they recently added it, but I do want to play. There's a, I want to call it a horde mode, but basically what it is Wingman was talking about this last week on TXL, but I knew it was a thing that I wanted to play, where you go into a building and then I think it's 100 floors or is it 80 floors or something like that. So what it is I think you work your way from the bottom to the top of the building.
Yeah.
With waves of enemies. So, and it saves your game every 4 floors. So, you're at floor 16, you die at 16 or 17, you either start at 16 again. So you don't have to start at 1. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, I just want to do a little horde mode in this game and play with a couple friends. I could definitely see in this being like a 3-player thing, but I think it's up to 4. Right, Mayo? Is it up to 4?
No, it's
people?
3.
Yeah, it's 3.
That's right. So, yeah, 3 is like the perfect spot.
It was a lot of fun when I played it way back. Like those kind of shooters feel so nice on mouse and keyboard. Like,
yeah.
It makes you feel like a really good aimer. You're doing like headshot like left and right with mouse and keyboard.
Definitely enjoyed it more on mouse and keyboard. I can't believe that, right? Because I'm more of an Xbox player, but I definitely enjoyed it more because I was more
something about it.
Yeah, more on the headshots.
We need a new division though, for sure. We need to work on that. Get on there, Ubisoft. What the fuck are you doing?
What are they doing? Because we have not really seen much of Ubisoft in a while.
They make those stupid ass free-to-play games now, like that fucking stupid game they made recently.
But say like, there's not a whole lot out right now.
Yeah, they haven't even announced like any new Assassin's Creeds or nothing. What the fuck are they doing?
That's the last one, yeah, Valhalla. What about do you guys see on Game Pass that Phoenix Rising or Phoenix Immortal or whatever is coming to Game Pass?
Oh, that's a good game. Ryan really loved that.
Yeah, I remember Ryan really liking that game. I'm kind of anxious to check that one out because I was gonna buy that a long time ago. I never did.
It's not like Assassin's Creed. It's not like I don't know, you can explain it better, right? You can actually fall off of things, right? You're not, even though you're climbing up things, you can still fall off, unlike Assassin's Creed. So take fall damage. Different story.
I forget about Game Pass, man. I pay for that every month, and I just forget about it.
Some decent. Oh shit, Death Stranding. I think it's downloaded, so I should be able to play.
Dude, I want to play Death Stranding on the PC. I want to play that shit. I want to fucking experience that again.
You did not play it on PC? I don't remember.
No, I played it on the PS4.
Oh, okay.
Pro? Yeah. So, that game is good. That game is fucking good. Play it on the PC, guys.
Yeah, yet another game I bought on PC that is coming out of the Game Pass. Like, I find all these games I have bought on PC just come to Game Pass. Like, I'm like, oh, man.
I think it's kind of cool, like some of these games that come to the PC version side of things, where I'm like, interesting, but they didn't put it on the console. Okay, that's, but it's still cool that the fact that I'm playing the extra $5, right?
Well, Death Stranding is not on the Xbox at all, or is it?
No, and people were
PC only.
People are losing their minds, but they're like, wait a minute, this came out on Steam, by the way, guys.
It's because Sony gave the rights to the PC version to 505 games, I think.
Correct.
And so they don't have the rights to it, so it can release wherever the hell it wants. but on console it's Sony exclusive.
Ah.
So it's still on PC, right? Just a different launcher. So,
but technically, I guess you could play it on an Xbox through cloud gaming.
Yeah, you could
if you wanted to load up a browser and log into. I don't know. Could you do that?
I don't know.
Maybe you could. If you really wanted to. If you really wanted to stick it to Sony,
sure, yeah, through the browser, why not? But yeah, Jesus, Red Dead Redemption, the first one.
Okay.
I decided to go ahead and install that on my Xbox One S. Not to do a full playthrough, but I haven't played it in so long, and so a small install size, whatever it was. But yeah, it's dated, but it was so cool to go see. I went and visited Bonnie McFarlane again.
Bonnie.
Yeah, it was so cool to see her again and do some jobs and ride my horse around and go play some cards. It was fun. So it was just a little nostalgia for me to do that, Mayo. Even though I never finished it, I made it all the way to Mexico on the Xbox 360, and I played some multiplayer back in the day. But it was cool, it was good to see. But man, does that game look old? So it was just more nostalgic to do that. So yeah, that game.
Hey guys, I gotta take off. Have a good show. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's nice having you. Good to see you. Enjoy Call of the Lamb. It seems like a Ryan kind of game. So
yeah, I think I'm gonna love it.
Looking forward to hearing more of your thoughts on it when you come back again.
All right, man.
All
right, man. Have a good one.
Bye.
All right. Now we got rid of him. Finally. All right. Where are we at, Mayo? Oh, yeah. I was talking about Red Dead. Good stuff. Division 2. And so I've talked about this before, Mayo, but I was looking at SnowRunner again, right? Because I own it on the Epic Store. And it's probably the only place. Well, I don't own it on Steam, but it's the only place that it looks like sharp and detailed and bright and everything. And that's only because the Xbox version, it's a hobo version, right? It's not XNS enhanced. Mm-hmm. And you know how those games, they just look dull and turn the lights on, they look yellow. I'm like, fuck, this game looks horrible. And so on the PC Game Pass, it's the Windows 10 version. So basically it's the Xbox version. Looks dull, no lighting, looks like crap.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
More of that. That's what I hate about the Windows Store. It's like, it seems like they don't really support some of the PC stuff as well as they could. Like they just like, oh, okay, you're gonna play this version of the game when you should have way more options and stuff to change things, and you should be getting the PC version.
I know, right? And you figure if I never saw that vision to begin with, I'd be like, this game's so cool, it looks so good, right? But since I've been spoiled, right, and I've seen an actual PC version of it, I'm sure Steam runs the same way, as Epic, right? Just the best way possible, because I've seen it on Twitch, right? I've seen it on, through my, 120 hertz monitor. So not my monitor, but my iPad or whatever it is. I think it's 120. So I'm like, man, I could just see how well this game runs. So yeah, I actually just made sure to uninstall that from the PC Game Pass. I'm like, oh, sorry, I already own it, over on Xbox. But I don't know. I got bored with it, of course. I'm like, all right, I know I'm done with that game, after probably 200 or 300 hours. So, but either way, Diablo 2 Resurrected, I've been going back to that game periodically, grinding away. I think I'm level 13 Paladin. And again, I never played it back in the day, never had a game PC, so still kind of new to me. Diablo 3, of course, I put tons of time into that on the Xbox. So, completed that game several times. I think I've got literally one achievement left in that game, which is I think it's like survival mode or something like that. So I just need to survive to the end without dying, which there was a way to do it. I just have not completed that. So I haven't checked achievements in Diablo 2 Resurrected. So I've just been playing it just as much as I can. So I really like the dungeons. I like the jankiness of, wait, where's the door? like I'm trying to get through the dungeon and kill enemies at the same time. Like not Diablo 3. So, but yeah, it's good though, man. It definitely feels like old school PC gaming on on a console itself using a controller. So, yeah, just getting loot that that this thing looks like 15 years old, which it probably is at this point. So, but still a fun game. And Dead Cells, I did mention that. I seem to be playing the PC version more, which is on. I know I own it on Steam. Gosh, is that where I even played it, or did I play it on the Windows, whatever freaking PC Xbox version? I don't even know because I've got it in 3 different places. But one thing I never knew about Mayo was there's that training room. You get the key and there's the training room down below. I don't know if that's new or if that's old.
Training room? That's new. I think that was like 2 updates ago.
All right, because I was like, wait, what's this? Like a training room, which is it's not the best though, because basically what it is you've got these rooms where they kind of stay on their own little platform, and you can change the enemies to different enemies. Not necessarily harder enemies, but either way, it was like, okay, fine. I'm able to get through those in less than 20 seconds. Just boom, 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 boom. But then I guess there are other rooms where I went to. The name totally escapes me now, Mayo, but it's kind of towards the end of like that first run where you've got that enemy that drops the fire down below, and then he's got that red radiating circle around him where you can't hit him during that time.
Mm-hmm.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool to actually get that training before actually going to fight that boss. So
right.
Because
I haven't played it really since that update. Does it let you change up your weapons? So is it kind of something that maybe that you're trying to figure out like different weapon combinations and see how well they work? Because that game's a lot about mixing different play styles and different weapons, and like a synergy between the two. Does it let you adjust any of that stuff?
Not that I saw. Not with that latest update. Because again, all I did was went in, completed the first dungeon. Well, no, I never completed it actually. In this update, I actually went down all the way down below and found the key for the training room, and then I've just been doing the training on that guy that I've seen you fight several times. So because he can be harder, as you progress.
I guess some neat things now, because the clock room or whatever too, it's like in the top right corner at the beginning of the game, is like a daily one where you can do daily runs, and it's like a certain difficulty, and it times you, and when you do so many, it actually gives you blueprints that you can lock in your main game. So like if you do like so many days in a row, it's like 5 days in a row, or complete it 5 days in a row, or 10 days in a row, there's actually other blueprints and new weapons that will be unlocked and given to you to use in the regular game. So even if you don't do like great, you're not making leaderboards and all that kind of stuff, there's a reason to go in there and do that and try it and just mess with it at least once a day, and doing it so many days in a row, and you'll actually get some blueprints out of it that actually are pretty good items for the game.
I like that it does. I know what you're talking about, and I like the fact that it doesn't throw it in your face either.
Yeah.
That, that all those things are there. You just have to know they're there.
You just have to find them. Like that's it that I enjoyed to me that game is just there's so many hidden items in that game. Remind me of old school Nintendo games where like there's invisible blocks that you can run through, and you're like, you didn't know it, and you're like, oh, you discovered a secret room, and there'll be like a blueprint in there, and you're like, oh, sweet, and it's that way in everybody's map. It may be in a different place, but it's like a certain like screen setup, and you're like, okay, it's like right here or whatever. But when you discover them yourself, it's so much more fun. Like you're going through and you're like, oh, look at the secret room I just found.
Yeah,
it's cool. It's rewarding
vibes out of it.
Yeah,
especially when you're jumping around, you're like, wait, whoa, the game just glitched out. No, I'm going to another room, like a Metroidvania or whatever.
Or I went through this wall that looked like a wall, and next thing I know, I'm in a secret room.
Yeah, but it was easy to go back to, I felt. Where I'm not as good or skilled as you or other people are, but I was like, oh, this is like, simple combat, especially.
Yeah, I kind of want to get back. I need to get back into it and try and give it a run again since the updates, because I think they did some balancing and more items and more weapons that I can unlock and go back into. So I need to get back in and jump into that.
Yeah, I've only got like 2 of those glass jars full of things, in the PC version. So
I remember hearing on VGO, Matt Bradford had mentioned that he started playing it. And he's like, "Oh, this game's so good." And I'm like, "Yes, play that, Matt."
Yeah.
I'm like, this is a great game. Very underappreciated.
Yeah, for sure. And the other game I've been playing a bunch too is probably a game that just really just feels at home for me. Something I've been playing the last couple of years, off and on, is that State of Decay 2, which is on Steam and and obviously on Xbox and stuff and Game Pass. So it didn't launch on. There was no Game Pass at the time, I don't think, but game that came out in 2018. But they did come out with an update today because I went to launch it and it was like, oh, okay, 4 gig update. And then I realized, like, oh, they're doing their community thing where they are actually on for like an hour and a half every week on Twitch. And so, because they're always adding features to this game and different things. So, Jesus, they finally have something you might like, and it's called the Forever Communities Update. So, it's after you complete your legacy, you can continue playing the game. So it's not like before when, you'd go search like an area and it's got 4 crates or 6 crates or whatever, and then those things are depleted, right? Where they, even without this update, before that, they still kind of replenish. So they're more plentiful, I would say. You're still finding new weapons and armament and other resources, for your community. So yeah, so I was watching that stream today and it was pretty cool where they just have like so many more players and different they have their different traits, right? So whether it's automotive or electrician or they're um more into medicine or things like that. So yeah, those are just the things that are cool that you can add to your community, because I think now, like with this current playthrough I've been playing for a few months, like I've got my 10 people, and it may not be the people that I really want the most, but I can always like just either not trade them out, but just disband them from my, you know, from my actually community itself and actually go get other people. So, but I thought it was cool that, hey, after I've actually, completed this thing itself and actually go, go out and just keep playing. It's almost not a continuous mode. I think that will be more what it is, right? Eventually, you'll want to go and start a new game, and so gather new community members and just keep going out. And there's always something to do in this game, right? Because I really like the combat. The driving's good, especially with like a smaller car, so which has a smaller inventory, but still just having fun with it. So always a good time, man. Just throw Molotov cocktails at zombies and grenades and stuff like that. So I wish the guns had more ammo, or more slots for ammo. Some of them are only like a max of 30, which you can burn through pretty quick. So give me at least like 120 bullets, rather than
Right.
30. So, because otherwise it'll take up a slot in your inventory, right? You always want to save that for something. So, yeah, maybe I would say probably more, if you had like an LMG or something, not an LMG, that's probably not in the game, but you know what I'm talking about? You want at least 300 bullets, not just 30 or freaking 40,
Right.
So at least add that. So it's not going to be the most accurate weapon in itself. So, but yeah, they're always adding new shit to the game and always something happening. Always, they've got their whatever, their 5 or 6 maps or whatever. So, yeah, I like the fact that they're slowly and surely just adding shit to it. So, and State of Decay 3, I think that's going to be another. Got to wait till June next year to see that even at E3. So, or I don't know, maybe we'll see something at Gamescom coming up this week, right?
Yeah.
But other than that, my mobile shit is still like BeatStar, guys. BeatStar, that's the Guitar Hero game. So I think even yesterday I was asking my kid, like, I never hear him listening to music on his phone. What are you playing, BeatStar? I was like, did you beat my score? He always beats my score. So it always has like the top, top A-list music on there. So good stuff. So it's a good thumb music mobile game. But that's all I've been playing, guys. Just old stuff. mostly.
All right, it's news time. Someone to some news
here.
now.
Get your news on.
That was long.
I had too much to play. Too much old shit.
New job advertisement has hinting at a new Netflix who is rapidly expensive new gaming offerings. So that's what they are saying about their cloud gaming service. There's a new job advertisement that they put out, and they're seeking a new senior software engineer with experience with game development. They said that finding someone with the necessary coding skills. They hope to recruit will also have some experience in Unity or Unreal game engines. And they say that they are rapidly expanding new gaming offerings on their global streaming service. They say, quote, bring your passion for games and joy of enabling others as we build our games experience, end quote. And they also said, quote, we are rapidly expanding new game offerings, so we are seeking a rendering engineer who's excited to help us lead the continued building and scaling of our efforts for our international audience. We are looking for a rendering engineer to support our cloud gaming service. In this role, you will help optimize the rendering of games so we can render multiple games on our cloud gaming appliances. You will also assist with the development of SDKs to enable game developers to succeed in writing high-quality games for Netflix cloud games ecosystem. Netflix says that they have roughly 221 million subscribers worldwide, but only 1.7 million actually engage with any of the games they have on a daily basis. And they say that currently that is less than 1% of all their users worldwide. They also have said that they lost over 1 million subscribers over a 3-month period, but they are still moving forward and looking to increase their gaming library. And they say that they're going to double their games this year, by the end of the year, Gunny, to 50 titles. They acquired new studios, actually, new game studios as well. They now own a company called the Next Games. They recently are the ones that made the RPG title Stranger Things on the mobile phone. And they also acquired the Oxenfree developer Night School. So they have 2 developers under their name. And yeah. So we'll see what happens with the gaming with Netflix. They should just license Game Pass, right? That's what I think. Like, why not just do it? Why not just say, hey, Xbox, Microsoft, we see you guys have cloud gaming with Game Pass. How about we just put all those fucking games on Netflix? Just fucking do it. Like, we'll make a new tier called the Xbox Game Pass Netflix Ultimate Pass, Ultimate Cloud, Ultimate Super Mega Pass. 50. How much do you think they'll charge? $30, $40 a month, $30 a month. Because right now it's what, like $20 a month for Netflix? Charge
is that what it is?
30.
I haven't been paying.
Yeah. Whoa. Gunny, what kind of fucking hobo are you? You're not paying for Netflix, man?
No, I should mention that we actually got rid of Netflix like well over 3 years ago.
Oh,
no, because my wife really likes Amazon Prime.
Lord.
Some people. I pay like 20 something for mine.
Apple thing for like, some of the TV shows that come out on there, and then I set a reminder to.
Recently, I just re-signed up for last night. I signed up again for HBO Max. So I pay for Hulu, I pay for now HBO Max, I pay for Netflix, and of course I have Amazon Prime. So I got all those 4. The reason I signed up again for HBO Max was because the new Game of Thrones came out last night.
What is that called? Fire and Ice or some shit?
No, that was the old one. The new one's called The House of the Dragon.
House of the Dragons. Yeah, remember I showed you that picture? I got the wine delivered to what's it called? Cost Plus is where I was delivering that to. House of Dragons wine.
The House of Dragons is pretty much based on the Targaryen dynasty or whatever. So it's based on like their house or whatever, and like before Game of Thrones. So it's set way before Game of Thrones. So think like 130 years before Game of Thrones happened. So it's way back then, but it's really fucking cool, Mayo. If you've never watched Game of Thrones, Mayo, just start with this. Go to HBO Max and watch.
Yeah, I actually have not watched Game of Thrones. I can watch a little bit of the first season. That's it.
Watch House of the Dragons, because it pretty much what they did is they realized, okay, what does everyone like about Game of Thrones? They like sex. They like fighting. They like some crazy shit going down. How about we just take all of that and say, fuck putting it all in one season. We're going to put it all in the first episode. And just fucking go, motherfucker. Like, they went Game of Thrones, like, hard. Like, it was fucking crazy. Like, they have everything in that episode, man. They have, like betrayal. They have, like, crazy shit going on. Crazy battle. Not battles, but, like, some cool action scenes. A lot of gore. Of course, they have sex scenes in the fucking show. And they just have, it's really fucking well done. They have dragons and shit. It's fucking really cool, Gunny. Like, the new show is really good. I'm a big Game of Thrones fan. I love the last show. I mean, I love Game of Thrones, but I didn't like the way it ended, but I liked most of it. I really like where this is going. Where, like, the story, what they set up in episode 1, it's gonna be a cool fucking show, I think. And the cast that they have for it, I think the guy Mayo who plays one of the characters, he's one of the main characters. He's the brother of the king, and he's the one who's in line to be the next king or whatever. And pretty much the way it starts off is the king is king, and he doesn't have any heir to the throne. Like, he doesn't have a son. He has a daughter. He has a daughter, but woman cannot lead a fucking kingdom. Come on, man, So, of course, she cannot be the next person in line for the throne. So the next person in line is the next male heir, which is his brother. And his brother is actually the guy who plays the Doctor in Doctor Who. He's one of the main doctors. He's not, who the fuck?
David Tennant, or?
Yeah, him. Yeah, he's him. Yeah. The guy, like, in the middle of the seasons, like the later seasons. Yeah. Like,
yeah, probably David Tennant.
Yeah, it's him, but he looks way different, and he plays really good character in this show. Like,
he was the bad guy in was it Daredevil? I think for a little while.
I don't know, but he does really good job in this. He's sort of a bad guy in this, but not really. He's like you don't know what he is. I mean, they kind of like make it seem like he's a bad guy, but it's fucking gory, dude. Like, it's really good. So Game of Thrones, check it out, people. New season is out. Fuck yeah. Anyways. Netflix, yeah, gonna get into more gaming. More news here. Let's move on to more news. What the fuck do I have here? What is this bullshit? NES developer Sunsoft has now planned for their return. Okay. Sunsoft, the Japanese developer behind a bunch of NES classics, has announced they plan to make a comeback. The veteran company, originally founded back in 1978, will now relaunch a trio of its classic games for modern consoles over the next few years. Over the next year, actually, they said. First off will be Iki Unite, a co-op multiplayer remake based on the original Iki for the NES. This will stick closer to the developer's original vision for the project, Sunsoft says, and they launch soon via a closed beta on Steam. In a press release earlier last week, Sunsoft rather acknowledged the original Iki's poor quality, something which led to the title coining the Japanese phrase kusogi, which Sunsoft says translates to crap game. Although the more common internet translation, in fact, is shitty game. So here they're hoping that the game is a little bit better. Next up will be a new version of the platformer Gimmick, which is coming PC via Steam, Nintendo Switch, PS5, and PS4, Xbox platforms. They're going to add new features, and they will include a new time attack mode with achievements. And lastly, they're going to make a Metroidvania style Euphoria, which will launch for the PC and consoles at some point next year. And they released a video of the like the remakes and the enhancements they made to the games. They pretty much are like modern looking games, kind of cartoon graphics, of course. but they look modern and they're coming back, they said. So we'll see how they do. In other news, Sony may now be working on the PlayStation PC games launcher. That's right. As reported by VGC, the files for the PC version of Spider-Man Remastered include references to a PC PlayStation launcher. While game files often mention content that has been scrapped, like a potential multiplayer mode in Spider-Man, it at least shows that having an independent PC launcher is an idea being floated by Sony. Further files also reference a PSN account linked and PSN linking entitlements, despite Sony not offering any connectivity between users on PlayStation Network accounts and their PlayStation Studios PC games so far. Nothing has been confirmed by Sony, and Sony says that they have invested significantly into PC publishing recently, and they actually established a new PC label and purchasing PC porting specialist Nixxes, which is the studio that ported the Spider-Man title.
Yeah.
Sony also said recently that alongside investing in first-party software, its other main strategy for growing their business is releasing the software on multiple platforms, and they expect to make over $300 million from PC games on this financial year alone. It says here, so far, only a few games from PlayStation have been available on the PC. It was headlined by the God of War game. Also, Spider-Man Remastered, Horizon Zero Dawn, and Days Gone are on the PC. Spider-Man Miles Morales is expected to release sometime later this year. And also, Uncharted, the Legacy of Thieves collection will be releasing sometime.
See, I thought that was announced a long time ago, and that
the next
was never released. Yeah,
for the PC. Yeah, they said they're working on it. The problem with that is, so you think about Spider-Man. The studio that made Spider-Man is Insomniac. And the Insomniac, if you look at their studio, the engine they use for Spider-Man is not an engine that was an engine they proprietarily got from Sony. It's an engine they used before. It's the engine they used for Sunset Overdrive. It's the engine they used for games they also made on the Xbox before. So you could argue that the reason that Spider-Man got ported so fast and so quickly and so good to the PC is probably because that engine, in some sort of way, because it was originally used on the Xbox, it was probably more designed to work with like a PC, you know what I mean? Whereas like God of War took a long time to port. It took a lot, like I think God of War took like a year and a half to port to the PC because God of War originally was only made for the PlayStation, and PlayStation, like, they have like their own, like their console is designed to be a console that they designed, you know what I mean? Like, a certain way. It's not a PC, you know, like it's a certain chip in there, there's a certain thing in there that only they use, right? So I'm assuming that the reason they're probably having a harder time porting probably Uncharted and shit like that, that's probably like exclusive PlayStation games that are like from first party Sony studios, is because those engines are probably just designed to work on a PlayStation, and they're probably figuring like, God damn it, we can't port this shit so easily to a fucking PC because now you got all these components that you're working on, you know what I mean? You got all this different shit you got to make it work on. Where before you were just worried about the one console or whatever.
Yeah, sort of when was it Sony Santa Monica when they made the MLB the show, you know, and they were like, they kind of knew ahead of time, right? With, you know, it's got to go on Xbox, right? That was the license with MLB or however that worked out. So that was pre-planned, right? To make it work on you. That was easier, right? But we're probably not going to find it on Steam so easy, you know, or see it.
I wonder if the way Sony thinks. So do you think? I wonder if it'd be like advantageous for them to like put all their like day one releases like on the PC and making their own launcher, and then like not selling on Steam and only having it on their launcher. You know what I mean? Like having it would be a legit. I think Sony of all of them, even over Epic, I think could be put up better competition to Steam if they had their own Sony launcher or just Sony titles. You know what I mean? Over there.
Yeah, that's something we never talked about, right? Because I remember when Red Dead Redemption 2 came to, when it was launching on Steam, right? When they said, we're launching on PC, right? A year later, because I think we all know the reason for that.
But it never came to Steam, did it? Red Dead Online.
Not the first one though.
Red Dead Online came to Steam, but not Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, it didn't?
I think 2 is on Steam.
No, 2
came to Steam. No,
2 Online is on Steam. Red Dead Redemption 2 itself, the game itself, is not on Steam. It's only on the Rockstar launcher.
Oh, okay. That's what it was, right? Because they were like, "Hey, we got to do launcher." I remember that. That was the thing where it was like, "All right," and then I think Red Dead Redemption 2 Online,
or maybe it is. No, it is on Steam.
Everything is kind of
it's on Steam. But I think it just launches you. You connect it to the Rockstar launcher.
Yeah, it makes you go through the locks. It's like Origin, right? When you buy,
I think that's what Gunny ran into with the Division. I think you may have bought it on Steam, but it automatically just
makes you use the launcher.
Launches Uplay.
Yeah, I never did. Right, I never did. That was the first place I checked, and I went, nope.
Dude, I want to play Red Dead again so bad. Like, I've been thinking about that game lately. And I'm like, I want to start it over and just like explore the entire fucking map. Just like be in there, just explore it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like get to like a certain chapter, like maybe chapter 3 or 4, and just like go and explore everything, dude. Just
I like the swamps. I like the swamp area. It's so much fun. And it's dark when the game is, it's nighttime and it's dark and crocodiles are trying to chew your...
Dude, the creepy people in the swamp, the people in the swamp are creepy as fuck. Like
they are, huh? It's like being in Alabama or somewhere.
No, like the face eaters or whatever, like the ghost people that are in the swamps, those guys are creepy as fuck. You ever run into those motherfuckers? The way you run into them is you'll be walking through the swamp at night, like in this all foggy and shit, and you'll see like a lady crying, like in the woods. She'll just be like kneeling on the ground crying, and you walk up to her and you're like, "Oh, what's going on, lady?" And she's like, she'll like turn around, and like next thing you know, there's like people jumping out of the trees and shit at you, and like they'll run at you and stab you in the back and like knock you out, and like you wake up and you're like drugged or whatever, and like you're seeing weird shit, and like there's all these people jumping out of the trees and shit, like fucking.
Yeah, there's even some missions that involve that.
Yeah,
which is really great.
It is like a random encounter, dude.
Man.
It's a random encounter. It just happens. It's just like random shit. I love that game though, man. Like that game. Yeah. I still have so many memories of that game. Just like random shit that happens that it's like, whoa, dude. Like no other game has done the shit that game has done. You know what I mean? It's so good, man. Like I want to go back to it. I want to literally go back to it and just be in that fucking world and play it. Like I wish Red Dead Online had that randomness that the single player had, because it just doesn't have it. It has some of it, but not nearly as much of it, and not as well scripted as the single player stuff that happens in the single player mode.
Yeah, I think the best feature, I always think about it, it's something that Andrew, our old news guy, that taught me. He's like, yeah, so basically like when you're in Red RDR2 online and you're in the game and you're doing these missions, right, that you can do with your buddies, and that is I don't know what it's called, but it's basically where you set it to where just random players cannot grief you or, fuck you up. So as long as you're
it's like a peaceful mode,
yeah. I think it's the best thing. Right?
I don't like that. I don't like it.
Trying to do specific things.
I like the randomness of it. I like somebody coming up to me and me thinking like, are these motherfuckers gonna fight me? Or are they gonna be cool? A lot of times people are just doing their own thing. They're so worried about their own stuff that they won't fuck with you. But there is times where like I fuck with people. I'll just be running around and I'll. Like, because my guy is so leveled up. I'll just run around and I'll be like, I'll run into a town and these guys will try to fuck with me. And I'm like, dude, I'm just trying to go to the gun store and buy some ammo. And they'll start fucking with me. So I'm like, okay. Next thing you know, I go back outside and I just shoot all of them. And then they come back and I shoot them again. And then they come back and I shoot them again.
That was me, man. I set it to fucking baby mode and you killed me.
I killed all of them. Like 5 times.
So salty now.
I love that game. I wanna play the single player again because the single player is way more immersive and way more better done, and the script is just so good. Compared to the multiplayer, the single player is just incredible, and I'm probably gonna play it again, honestly. It's like, for me, Red Dead Redemption 2 is like Cyberpunk. I want to go back into it, but I'm kind of scared of it. But I'm waiting for Cyberpunk to be as good as Red Dead Redemption 2. It's just not. You know what I mean? Like, Red Dead Redemption 2 is a masterpiece in my opinion, whereas Cyberpunk is almost there, but it's not all the way there. Like, it just doesn't compare in terms of immersion, in terms of, like, how lost you can really be in Red Dead Redemption 2 for hours and just be doing crazy shit. Yeah. Like, Cyberpunk doesn't have that. They don't have that random shit that goes on in the streets. You know, you're going through a city and all of a sudden some guy wants to, like, you run into some people robbing the store, you run into some bounty hunters, or you run into some crazy shit, you know? Like, I was thinking about that today, you know, like, that game, if you get a wanted level, like, eventually people will start coming after you, you know, like you will be like just doing your own fucking thing randomly, and next thing you know, you got like 15 bounty hunters coming your way because they know where you're at, and when they heard you were in town, so they head to that town, and next thing you know, you're in a fucking shootout with like 20 people because they fucking want to kill your ass, you know? It's so good, so fucking good.
I was going to mention that too, Jesus, where I talked about the peaceful mode or whatever. But you get so far into the game, and then eventually you just start hitting, you know, NPCs that you shouldn't be when you're trying to I don't even think we were trying to complete a mission, right? It was just like, fuck, it's an all-out shootout. Fuck yeah. And then you got like 3 stars on you. And like you said, now you've got real people coming after you. And it gets really exciting. Now I'm like, okay, I've done it to myself. Here they come. I'm a wanted man. Let's go. So... And missions now, unless I quit the game.
In other news, Steam has now made it easier to claim free games and DLC mail. If you love to get free games on Steam, a new Steam update has just made the process of claiming free-to-play games and free DLC and add-ons a little bit easier. The new edition may not sound like much at first, but it makes building up your backlog much easier. The new update adds a blue Add to Library button to free games and DLC next to the usual green Install Game, Play Game, or Download buttons that appeared previously. That means you can now quickly add the free content to your Steam library without having to kick off the installation process. Previously, the method to claim a free game required you to start the installation process, and you could cancel the installation afterwards, and the game will remain into your account. But, you know, now you don't even have to install it. You could just say claim it. Kind of like in the Epic Store. You could just go in and claim shit.
Like the Epic Store did, finally.
Yeah. They take it after Epic finally
had it right the whole time. Come on.
Yeah, that was probably the most annoying thing about Steam. Like, if you just go to add a game and it was a free game, it would just try to install. But doesn't the Xbox do that as well?
Yeah, it automatically installs.
Like, I remember like claiming some games and it's like starting to download and I'm like, no, I'm gonna have to go back into my queue and cancel that shit. I'm like, I wasn't wanting to play it now. Yeah. I am playing this game from Xbox 360 era right now, you know? But I want it in my library.
There's probably a setting in there, but you know, it's an either or setting, right? In the Xbox, but yeah, either you can install it or not install it, so.
In other news, Gamescom is coming up. August 24th is the day that it kicks off. It goes on till the 28th. 4 games to watch. One of them is High on Life. This is developer is a shooter developed by Squanch Games. Squanch Games is a studio by the creators of Rick and Morty, Justin Roiland. The game debuted at the Xbox and Bethesda Game Showcase earlier this year. High on Life has Roiland's fingerprints all over it. It's a sci-fi first-person shooter which tasks players with violently dismantling an interstellar alien cartel that wants to use humanity as a drug. This is considered an action comedy. High on Life's lighter side comes to life with talking guns and Roiland's signature voice acting. With frantic gunplay and zany sense of humor, High on Life looks to be a mashup of Rick and Morty and Borderlands, and for anyone intrigued by that, it's going to be one of the most essential things to keep an eye out on Gamescom. The next game, the Callisto Protocol. This is a title from Dead Space co-creator Glenn Schofield. The Callisto Protocol is shaping up to be a spiritual successor to the beloved horror trilogy, and everything but its name. This is supposedly not for the faint of heart. This is a terrifying sci-fi thriller which follows prisoner Jacob Lee as he tries to escape a prison that's been thrown into chaos, Mayo. The catch: The prison is located on Callisto, Jupiter's moon, and Lee's fellow prisoners are all mutating into bloodthirsty monsters. Schofield has previously said that he's aiming for the Callisto Protocol to be, quote, the most terrifying game of all time.
Dun, dun, dun. More terrifying than Dead Space, huh?
Before taking to the stage on Tuesday, August 23rd, Keighley has shared that the Callisto Protocol's Gamescom demo is a step beyond what people saw at Summer Game Fest. Next game here is The Lies of P. Developer NeoWiz revealed The Lies of P, a Souls-like that reimagines Pinocchio's quest to become a human as a brutal gothic struggle. Set in the rundown Victorian city of Krat, Lies of P is filled with unsettling, twitchy automatons that players will need to fight through with fast-paced combat and creative use of Pinocchio's replaceable body parts. Lies of P's appearance at Gamescom is particularly exciting because, aside from one gameplay trailer, we've seen very little of the upcoming Souls-like. However, that single trailer should be enough to capture the interest from any From Software fan, with an intriguing premise and a gorgeously grim setting. So there's that. You can try it out if you're at Gamescom at Hall 9. Go to Hall 9 to try that game. Next game, Sonic Frontiers, has drawn skepticism from fans, but the game's premise is undeniably intriguing. This is a first open world for Sega in terms of Sonic, but not everyone has been sold on the premise just yet. So, Gamescom is Sega's opportunity to clear that up. So, they have a 7-minute gameplay segment from June, which demonstrated how Sonic Frontiers will merge the series' usual platforming trials with an open world format. But Sega says they have even more to share this week. Another game, Return to Monkey Island, back in April. Developer Devolver Digital, they dropped that hint that they're making this game. Not only was Monkey Island coming back, but it was returning very soon. Return to Monkey Island is the project of series creator Ron Gilbert, who is picking things up where they left off in 1991. The series revival packs a brilliant-looking art style, will feature lots of weird twists and turns as it follows directly on from Monkey Island's 2 set ending. Whether you're a longtime fan of the series or just intrigued by the game's pretty funny Steam page, it is worth watching, as publisher Devolver Digital has promised some big Return to Monkey Island news will be announced at the Gamescom showcase. Last but not least, Mayo for you. Starfield will be at Gamescom. And then, well, that's what Bethesda said at first. And then they said it wouldn't be there.
No, it won't.
But now any mention of what Bethesda's bringing to Gamescom has been removed, leaving it up in the air to see if they're going to even show the game or mention it or talk about it during Gamescom, which to me seems kind of odd, right?
Yeah.
Because didn't they say that game's coming out next year now? So, like, if it's coming out next year, you would figure that they would be far enough along at this point in time
put out a demo.
Not even a demo, but like a cool fucking trailer, like a gameplay demo, gameplay video, like actual gameplay, not a stupid fucking those like CGI videos they keep releasing or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like make an actual gameplay video and show us what it's like. Is it a Fallout-like game? Is it a fucking Skyrim-like game? Is it a fucking is it like Deathloop? Is it like Dishonored? What the fuck is it like? What is the gameplay like? What's the art style like?
Well,
because all we've seen is like
I've heard from not Peter Hines, but the other guy. I keep forgetting his name, the creator or whatever. Anybody know his name? Peter Hines is the head of the studio, right? But the guy that makes the fucking games, right? The Fallouts and the whatever. So he's said several times over the last couple years about how, yeah, if you've played Fallout, you'll know exactly what. So it's basically Fallout in space is what I think that people may be disappointed. Some fans may be disappointed to find out, like, oh, I'm collecting freaking
bottle
parts.
caps. Oh,
yeah, exactly, right. So I think they just don't want to. Maybe they just don't want to tell anybody. But I already know that that's what it's going to be.
Like, what if it's the same thing and people don't like it as much as they keep thinking that people will?
That's what I'm.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think they just don't want to give that away. I mean, obviously, we're going to have new areas. You're going to be in a spaceship, right? You're going to be on the ground, and you're going to have these procedurally generated 1,000 different planets or whatever. But eventually, I think the meat of it, Jesus, just my opinion, right? And I'm fine with it. I really am. I think the fact that I'm going to be able to collect all these bottle caps and pieces and parts and radioactive things and is perfectly fine for me because it'll just be Fallout with new areas. That's what I think. And I'm just trying to be optimistic and not set myself up for disappointment, you know? Maybe in my mind. I understand it's a new IP and a new engine or whatever, but I still think it's going to be about collecting a bunch of crap, right? And going on cool missions. I really like the Fallout 4 storyline, right? Where you meet your freaking son. You know, which was cool, right? And you kind of built your little base or whatever. You know, and you can build other little bases in that area of Fallout 4. But, you know, I think, you know, if it's got a cool fucking story to it, so which I think they should, I hope they have, right? I think that's the thing for me with Starfield is give me a cool story, right? Don't just keep it all open world and open ended and, you know, fly around forever like, you know, like the game you mentioned, Mayo. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'm pretty sure that's what they're holding back on. So, because otherwise people would be like, boo, we don't want to collect-a-thon, you know, and carry overweight. This is not Skyrim. It's not Fallout. So, yeah, just my thoughts on that. But I'm still looking forward to it. Excited for it. Just from the little gameplay they showed at E3-ish, whatever they showed it at. So, what do you think, Jesus? I mean, do you think that's really, am I on the right track here with that?
I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited for it, but at the same time, I'm not. I'm like, I can't get excited for games anymore, man, because they're so disappointing sometimes. Like, there's been too many times where I get excited as fuck for a game, and it comes out and it's fucking trash. And I'm like, fuck this shit, it's fucking trash. Fucking hobo ass shit. Fuck this PC, I'm gonna throw it out the window. It runs like shit. Fuck this, it's fucking garbage. Okay.
Yeah, I think I need to go. I played Dead Space 2. I played that all the way through. It was really good. But then I was like, okay, I'm not a horror guy, right? So enjoyed it for what it was. And I think 3, remember we all played the demo for it because it was available on, shit, what did we all play that on? The launch of the Xbox One? Is that what it was, Jesus?
I don't know.
Or was it 360 days we played Dead Space 3? Remember we were all...
That was a 360 game, dude.
We're like, fuck yeah, we're going to play this fucking free demo. It's fucking amazing. And then it was like... And then I was like, man, I couldn't get past the first area, guys. It was really too hard for me. They're like, yeah, you got to roll around and jump around. And then I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm good with that. I enjoyed Dead Space 2. But Dead Space 1, you know, I hear nothing but great things. And I know it's a little more simpler than 2. So I want to set myself up for that because Callisto Protocol looks really good, right? It looks like a really updated version, new twist on what Dead Space will be. So I'm hyped for that one. Sonic, you know, I'm not a big, never really played.
I think that they could work. It could work in an open world. You can put Sonic in it and just go fast and eat chili dogs and go
I don't
fast.
think the area's going to be that huge, you know?
Well, all they gotta do is put like some cool little loops you can run through and shit, and like
shit
rings
to collect, right? If you collect a bunch of crap, people are going to love that stuff.
Just put fucking rings around you can collect on random like fucking shit. You have to go really fast and like figure out how to jump onto something and go really fast to get to it.
We've got these new consoles now, right? So, I mean, there's no reason why we can't go faster.
Look, man, I'm glad they're capitalizing on the Sonic hype because of the Sonic movies. It's smart of them. They should do it.
It is. Yep.
And they need to do it because Sonic was fucking dead, and they somehow made him relevant with those movies. Like those movies are actually pretty fucking good. Both of them are actually pretty good movies. Like
if Jim Carrey doesn't come back for 3, what the hell, man?
He's not, is he? I think he's didn't see he's retiring.
No, I think he's gonna come back.
He's just not going to do the third one. He's saying maybe, possibly.
Well, Dude, I mean,
I'm like, dude, come on. How can you not do Sonic 3?
Is it I mean, think about it. You're at that point where you just don't give a fuck anymore. You're like a rich as fuck actor.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. He's got all the money.
You've made your career already. Like, why do you care? Like, you don't need the money.
Yeah.
You know? Maybe if they make it fun enough for him. Like, if they
he did a really, really good job.
He did.
The first one.
He did. Both of them, he did a good job.
I think I liked the first one better than the second one, but yeah, they were both pretty decent.
The first one was hilarious. Yeah, loved it.
They were both good movies, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they kind of fucked up with the teeth thing, but they fixed that, and I'm glad they did. I'm glad they fixed it.
The internet had to say, we hate his teeth, and I did too. I was like, yeah.
Everyone hated his fucking
teeth. How often do you hear that, right? You like when
they actually
comes
went
out
through.
and they actually listen and
yeah, the pitchforks came out in the torches, right? And they were like, we'll burn you down. They were like, all right, fine. Get rid of them big giant teeth.
All right, guys, we'll fix this shit. And I'm glad they did because it made for good movies for both of them. So, and I'm excited for the third one because they announced like at the end of the movie wasn't like Knuckles showed up or something at the end of the second one.
First one.
Yeah. See, I'll go to the movie.
Knuckles was in the second one.
Oh, was he? But in the third one, doesn't somebody else? Shadow shows up. Yeah, Shadow shows up at the end.
I can't wait to see John Wick in the theater and Sonic 3.
That'd be dope. In other news, it was rumored for a long time that Avalanche Studios, the team most known for the Just Cause series, and was creating an Iron Man game over a decade ago. Now a former member of the team has opened up about that Marvel game and given his thoughts on why it was canceled. Avalanche Studios co-founder Christopher Sundberg, who left the company in 2020, spoke about this ill-fated Iron Man game with MinMax. Sundberg said that the title was in development for a couple of years and was brought down by company politics and an increasing budget and development time that was shortened by a year. He then said it was a very messy project that could have been really, really good. Sundberg said it was a good game from a development standpoint, but not from a business one for the aforementioned reasons. It was also supposed to have more of a focus on melee combat, almost like the Batman Arkham games, while also giving the ability to the player to fly around in the sky. It was painful because so much time and energy had been spent on it, and it looked absolutely amazing, he said. So that was the toughest part, seeing a year and a half or 2 years of work. Really hard work, and really fun work too, that really showed off in the build. It just all went down the toilet. He also followed up on his LinkedIn page about the interview as a whole and canceled games he spoke about, which included a PS2 era game based on the Tremors franchise, saying that, quote, life goes on. So, I mean, yeah.
Damn. Jesus,
that was
now,
2010, he said.
You know that I really loved Just Cause 2, right? Rico! That's my boy. And they did an amazing job on, the 360 PS3 consoles. And, with the explosions and the open world and the flying around. And then I played 3, right? Well, that came with Xbox One, PS4. And I was like, okay, it's obviously not the same thing. And I definitely saw like the production, it was just not as good, right? And I thought, fuck it, it's Just Cause, I gotta buy it, right? And yeah, it wasn't as great. I don't even think I finished 3. Then I was like, fine, I got my OLED TV just in time for Just Cause 4, and the colors were all off. The people looked just not good, right? Their faces were so fucking last gen, and it just didn't cut it. And I mean, I would say the only thing with this developer is they really get the flying part down right. With the grappling hook and everything like that. But it's almost like where they would be like, oh, there's supposed to be an explosion, right? At one of those gas tanks, right? Like in any Just Cause game. But it's almost like just not as exciting, right? You don't hear the explosion. You don't see the eruption of it. And then other smaller things that blow up, they'll use like confetti instead of like actual, like a real time explosion.
I think they
should.
I think they should give Insomniac fucking rights to Marvel and be like, yo, 100%. make an Iron Man game. Make a game where you're an Iron Man. You're not Tony Stark, but you're like an Iron Man guy, and you can upgrade your fucking suit and add different shit to it. You can put missiles on it. You can put lasers on it. You can change the color of your suit. You can fucking upgrade the jetpack. You can fucking like add cool shit to it. You know what I mean? That would be sick, dude. That would be sick as fuck.
I was thinking either, gosh, I wouldn't give it to EA, right? It would probably,
No, give it to the people who made Spider-Man. They did a good job. Give it to them.
So
give it to PlayStation. Make PlayStation do it. Fuck Xbox. Yeah. PlayStation will do it right. Xbox will fuck it all up. Give it to PlayStation.
Right, and even if they said, it's going to be just on the PS5, and eventually we'll put it on, it'll just land on Steam or wherever, and I'd be totally fine with that because I know it's in good hands, right? And they're going to make a full.
That's like the thing about Sony. When Sony announces something, it could be like the dumbest looking shit. Most of the time, they will deliver on that shit. You know what I mean? They will fucking they will come out and they'll be like, "Oh, this is actually kind of fun." You know what I mean? Like even their bad games are kind of good games. Like their bad games are better than Microsoft's good games sometimes. That's how good their studios are, I think.
Yeah. And
I know people may disagree with me, but I mean, Days Gone was a bad game in terms for Sony, right?
Bad launch.
No, it was a bad game. They even said it, like, we're not making a sequel to this shit.
That's how they talk, right?
They were like, we planned a fucking sequel for this shit. Now we're not going to make it. Cancel that shit. And hey, I played Days Gone and I fucking love that game, dude. And like, it's better than most of Microsoft's fucking games. It's better than like State of Decay, I think.
But aren't they making a movie adaptation of it?
Speaking of that, that's my next fucking news article. Okay. So, due to the success of Sonic and the Uncharted movie, Sony has now announced a new project. They're now making a Days Gone film. It will be based in the Days Gone universe. So they said they're making it for a movie theater, like it's a movie theater release, it's a big movie. On top of that, they've also now planned more movies, including a movie for Gran Turismo, Ghost of Tsushima, Jax and Daxter. The Last of Us project is still going on with HBO. And I don't know if you guys have seen that trailer for like that HBO release for the new Last of Us movie or show that they have coming out on HBO. Dude, it looks like The Last of Us. It's like they took The Last of Us game and said, we're going to make a trailer with the people in it, shot for shot of the game in the trailer. Like,
wait.
And the motherfucker, what's his name? Pedro Pascal or whatever, the guy who he plays like he was in Game of Thrones. He's the Mandalorian guy and all that shit. Mm-hmm. He's the guy who plays Joel. And when I first heard that, I was like, this guy can't pull it off. No, he pulls it off. He does a pretty good fucking job. And like, like it's actually pretty fucking cool looking, dude. And I'm excited for that show now. Like, I forget when the release date of it is going to be, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be soon because they've already dropped like a trailer for it. And yeah, so that's going to be cool as fuck. And it's HBO. And HBO just throws hella money at their shows, man. Like, you could definitely...
Full production, yeah.
It's going to be fucking
like
cool.
The Uncharted movie?
I
started watching it. It was on Netflix. It's on Netflix now. And I started to watch it, and I just couldn't get into it. Like,
it was all right. It felt like Uncharted. By the end of the movie, I was like, it feels like Uncharted. Like, yeah, I don't think that Mark Wahlberg is a good fucking, like, Sully or whatever. He's not old enough. But I guess it's based when they were young and when they first met or whatever. So I'm like, whatever, I guess.
I thought some of the scenes were too just like over the top. And I'm like, all right, this is going to... Like right away, the first thing I seen that took me out of the movie was like when they're on that plane, the cargo's falling out of it. And he's jumping back up the cargo to work his way back into the plane.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. Oh, okay.
Well, that's part of the... That's a scene from one of the video games. I think Uncharted 2... Uncharted 2 had that scene where like you're flying over the desert and you have like this big fight in an airplane and you fall out of it and like it's exactly out of the movie, like out of the game or whatever. So I think they did it because of that. They're like, people are gonna remember this part of the game.
Yeah, with me never playing the game, so I saw that and I'm like, wait a minute, how's he jumping up? On a flying airplane with stuff below him. He's like going, like climbing up these.
It's video game logic, bro. Just fucking go with it, all right?
Very true.
Yeah.
It's video gamey as fuck. It's like the Resident Evil movie that they remade or whatever, the new Resident Evil they released earlier.
I haven't watched
Isn't that
either.
a TV show? Have you seen that TV show?
No, the movie. There's a movie that came out recently.
I never saw that.
It's actually really good. It is Resident Evil 1, like the game, in a movie. Like they actually took a lot of scenes from the first fucking game and put it in the movie. Like there's even a part where the dude is fighting the zombies in like in the Raccoon City police station, or maybe he's in the mansion. I think he's in the mansion or whatever. And they're going through the mansion, and there's a scene where like it's a first person view where he's holding the pistol, and he uses a lighter, like in the video game where you use a lighter to light your fucking, to have light, you know? And it just shows a lighter and him holding the pistol. And it's like, that's straight from the fucking video game, dude. It's just like shot for shot. You know, and the guy...
I played that Metro Exodus game where, you know, with the lighter and the gun. So.
And like, so yeah, I mean, I think video game movies, it just makes sense, right? Like, video games have always told better stories than movies. Now, like, fuck it, let's make it movies. You know?
Right.
Is Mila in it, or whatever her name is from Fifth Element? Well, she was in the first. All the Resident Evil movies.
No, it's all new characters. Like,
right.
I don't even know who these people are. I don't even remember who the fuck the actors were in that movie, but they look like, the guy looks like Leon Kennedy from the fucking game, and the girl looks like the girl from the Resident Evil game. Like, they look like the fucking game characters. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, I'm excited for a Days Gone movie. I think they could be really cool, man. You know?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool as fuck. Anyways, and more pieces of news here. Sony has now said that the PSVR 2, Mayo, is coming early 2023. That's right. They've made new posts on Twitter and Instagram. Sony has been trickling a lot of information about their upcoming headset. And they released the design of the headset earlier this year. They haven't announced the price. However, they're promising a lot for the PSVR 2, Mayo. They're going to say it features up to a 4K resolution. It can run at 90 or 120 hertz, have a 110-degree field of view, and use full vetted rendering, which renders a certain part of the image as sharper than others to make things easier for the computer, or in this case, your PS5. The company also says that the headset will connect to your console via a single USB-C cable. They also have announced... What do you mean?
The DLSS. You know, that's what that is pretty much.
No, it's more like eye tracking. Like, you know how the Vive has a thing where you're looking at with your eyes?
Mm-hmm.
It'll make that part of the image sharper so your eyes can see that sharper.
That's what I thought DLSS did. Like, it makes the center of the screen sharper, and then the side is...
I don't know.
Like, not as high a resolution.
Why are you getting all scientific on me, man? I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
Yeah. I think it's the same thing as DLSS. I think just putting that in there.
What the fuck are you doing, man? Like, why are you asking all these scientific questions? All right, I'm just reading a fucking article here. God damn it, you!
You should know. Come on, Jesus, yeah, go make it. Go make it.
Unlike the original PSVR Mayo, the PSVR 2 will not use a camera connected to your console to track your movements. Instead, it'll use inside-out tracking similar to the Quest 2, where cameras are on the headset itself and are in charge of the motion tracking. This means that the PSVR 2 will also be able to let you see your surroundings while you're wearing the headset. Sony also says that the PS5 will let you broadcast yourself playing VR games, though to broadcast yourself and show yourself, you will have to have a PlayStation HD camera connected to your PS5. Sony has also shown off the orb-shaped controllers, which, Mayo, will have adaptive triggers and haptic feedback, like what is offered with Sony's DualSense controller for the PS5. They will also have finger touch detection, which can sense where you rest your thumb, your index finger, or your middle fingers without having to press anything. The PSVR 2 will only work on the PS5. So there's that. What else? I don't know. Comes out next year. The PSVR 2 can still face stiff competition when it's released. Meta's new high-end Project Cambria headset is also set to come out sometime later this year. Though, like with the PSVR 2, it is hard to say how much it'll cost. And the fact that Meta, the company, which is also known as Facebook, I guess, more commonly known as Facebook, they've also, like Gunny said, recently raised their prices on their old headsets. It may show a sign that their new headset can be even pricier. The tech industry is also waiting for Apple to announce their long-rumored mixed reality headset, which will reportedly cost thousands of dollars.
I can see them charging $1,500 or something.
Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo has reported that the company could reveal the headset as early as January of 2023. Okay. We got PSVR, we got Meta, but if Apple gets into this shit, I don't think Apple is in it for the games. Like, yes, they will have gaming experiences, right? Mm-hmm. But I think Apple is more like, yo, man, buy this pair of glasses, Mayo, that have the Apple logo on them. You put these fuckers on your eyeball or your eyes or whatever. You wear them, right? And it'll notify you like your text messages. It'll show you the date, the time, you charge like on your phone, your watch.
Yeah.
It'll fucking tell you the weather. It'll tell you like if you're driving and you need GPS directions, it'll show the map directions like where to turn. I'm assuming it's going to be some sort of augmented reality type fucking shit. You know what I mean? That's all it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be a gaming thing like people think it is.
Right, because they haven't invested. I mean, besides their arcade stuff, right? They haven't invested in games per se on the triple side of things.
I just don't see them making like a full on
mainstream.
Oh, this is only for gaming, and you must pay us $2,000. No, this is gonna be like, no, this is for your life. Like, you want to be able to like be on your phone all the time, like literally all the time. Mail, you want to see your shit all the time now.
Now you don't have to hold your phone.
You don't got to even hold it. You know, you guys wanted to text and listen, Mayo and Gunny. You guys wanted to text and drive. Well, guess what? Now you can.
I can blink and drive.
Yes, blink, you can text to speech, reply all your text messages as you're driving down the highway going 90 miles an hour in your Tesla that's self-driving.
Or your Camaro for you, Mayo.
All right.
Another news. Call of Duty. Mayo, Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
There's a new title coming out this year, Mayo. You may have heard the name before. It's called Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
How many times are they going to make this game? When's it coming to game?
I feel like I've heard that name like in the last 10, 15 years, like 5 times now. Anyways, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 will feature a brand new sandbox mode, Mayo, and a brand new play space. Warzone 2 will also be available for PC as well as current and last-gen consoles. As will Modern Warfare 2. Both titles have now been rated by the ESRB, and notably, DMZ is references in the Warzone 2 classification. This is a first-person shooter set in the Call of Duty universe in which players engage in a variety of multiplayer combat events. Examples are Battle Royale, Plunder-style skirmishes, and DMC. It says here, DMZ is not referenced in the ESRB's Modern Warfare 2 classification, but somebody said that earlier this month, LA Rams football players were invited to play Modern Warfare 2 early, and they confirmed the inclusion of DMZ, which apparently, Mayo, is a direct ripoff and inspired by Escape from Tarkov. While Activision has yet to officially announce DMZ, they have said that the future of Call of Duty will be revealed on September 15th. Also, a new leak came out with an internal Activision document, and apparently it listed the launch date as November 16th, which makes sense. They always launch in November usually. It is rare that they launch in October, but they have launched in October before. But it says here November 16th is the launch date. And yeah, I've been hearing some shit about this DMZ mode, Mayo, and I'm kind of excited for it. People are saying it is like Escape from Tarkov. Like, you go into the map, and there will be other players in the map as well with you. Not as many squads, but there will also be like AI and shit in there. And the goal is to get in there and loot shit and get it back out with it, and you can use that stuff like the next time you go in. You know what I mean? And you can steal other people's shit. That would be nice.
It'd be something new. Like, some, again, like saying things are getting stale at times, that, it'd be something
be nice.
Somebody could see. Yeah.
And I mean, it kind of sucks for the Escape from Tarkov developer, right? Because they're like, what the fuck? You just stole our idea, pretty much. Right. But I mean, they all do that all the time, right? Like, I mean,
right.
You think of Battle Royale, I mean, they all stole that shit from PUBG and shit, like, it's what they do, man. So, we'll see.
Yeah.
But I'm excited as fuck for Modern Warfare 2. I completely forgot that was coming this year.
Before I bought Call to the Lamb, I was going to buy it on Steam or whatever, and I hopped on a CD Keys.
Yeah.
Just to see if they had it on sale over there. And I ended up buying it on the Switch, but I noticed they had a thing on there I never saw before, was you could buy access to the beta on CD Keys. It was like $7. So like you get like that little short trial or something like that, where I don't know if it's a closed beta or what, but you could buy access to the closed beta, I want to call it.
You know what I'm going to tell you how to get a free beta key now?
How's that?
You go to Amazon, you pre-order it.
Yes.
Amazon will email you a code that you have to put into the Activision website, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you can pre-order for any console. You can pre-order for the PS5 or the Xbox, doesn't matter, or the PC even. But when you get the code, you go to the website, to an Activision website, you put in the code, and then it'll ask you, what platform do you want to get a beta key for? And it'll ask you if you want to link it to your PlayStation, your Xbox, or you want to get a PC key for it. And you pretty much log into your Battle.net account on whichever one, and you click which one you want the beta for, and you get a free beta, and then you just cancel your pre-order on Amazon. Boom! $7. $7 save, Mayo. Yeah! So I'm saving you guys big bucks here. Big bucks. Also, Jonathan Hall. Big shout out to Jonathan Hall. Now that we're done with the news here. I just want to say, Jonathan Hall got really offended, guys, that I said that he sucks at video games and that I beat him at Gears of War, even though he knows I did. And everyone knows I did because we streamed it. But he was very offended. Okay. He challenged me to a 1v1 in Titanfall, Last Titan Standing, he said. The problem is that this guy plays on Xbox, and I don't even know if I have like that game. I'm pretty sure I have it on Xbox, but like I have to make room for it, uninstall like all my shit to install this fucking game. I'm going to play for 10 minutes and probably beat him at it. It's like,
do I have this for bragging rights, Jesus? This would be good bragging rights. Do this
all over again? I don't have the energy to do this, man. Like I don't
know. I'm going to play devil's advocate here a little bit. I don't know if you are going to beat him.
I don't know either.
I don't know. He was putting up some triple kills on Twitter.
I feel when I heard this last week, right? Here's my thinking, Jesus. I think you going back to a game on a controller is not going to be your strong suit.
It's not. It's going to fuck
you up. You're not prime time controller player Jesus anymore.
You're only going to know the right trigger shoots.
I think you're almost moving away from your advantage anymore. Like, yeah, maybe you were really good with the controller before and you're really in tone.
Yeah.
But I think you're probably going to lose a few steps.
I'm gonna get my ass kicked. It's like a retired boxer going back to fight the new young champion.
Yeah, kind of. It's kind of like,
it's like some retired boxer going to fight the new young champion and he gets his ass beat.
He's probably been practicing this whole time, waiting for you to come back and challenge him again.
He's been putting off his personal life and shit. Like his wife is like, Hey, you gonna come eat dinner? No, I gotta practice.
He's probably been practicing for like the last 3 years waiting to challenge him again.
Just waiting.
He's like, he's finally done it. Episode 400. Jesus calls me out. I'm getting him.
Ever since I beat him at Gears of War, he's been practicing to get better.
But yeah, I really do feel like you're gonna have a little bit of a going back into mouse, going from mouse and keyboard back to controller again.
Maybe you can get like 4 games in practice or something.
You know that controller is completely different feel to you anymore.
I need to get him super drugged up so he can't function really fast.
There you go.
Get him high on some sake.
Hey man, drink some sake and smoke all the weed, man.
Get all that ayahuasca in him.
Just some edibles, Jonathan. Eat this cookie I made you, buddy.
just have that. You're not too far, right? Maybe just have that Uber to his house.
It's good. Yeah, go to his house.
Be like, good cookies, Jesus. Let's play. All right.
No. I would say if the game had cross-play and you could put it on your PC and play with mouse and keyboard against them, it might be a different story. You might be able to. But going back to a controller, I remember you saying multiple times, you're like, man, I can't aim with this shit. I can't remember what it was.
I can't. I went back and I played.
I'm right there with you. I can't aim with the shit on a controller.
Dude, I played Battlefield 4. Dude, I used to be really good at Battlefield 4 on the controller. I can't hit shit. I can't hit nobody.
Yeah.
I legit. People would probably thought like this guy has to be like a little kid playing. Like it has to be like a 5-year-old playing or something. Like on his dad's account or something. Like what the fuck's going on right now? This guy sucks.
Right. Put your dad back on. All right.
This guy
letting somebody's child play with the controller right now. It's just spinning in circles.
This guy's level 150 and he fucking's trash. Look at this guy. What the hell is he doing? Yeah, it was bad. It was pretty bad. I mean, I could drive a tank though, and I could fly a helicopter, but I couldn't kill nobody with the fucking gun. It was pretty bad. It's fucking bad. But you're right. I'm kind of like, you're probably right. I should just. I don't want to admit that he would beat me, but he might beat me. He might, probably, maybe.
This is like his game, right?
This is his game, yeah. You know what? Why don't you build a PC and challenge me on PC, motherfucker? How about that? If you really want to fucking battle me in Titanfall or whatever, we could play Apex. We could fight each other in Apex.
That would be an interesting fight, maybe.
Oh yeah, he plays Apex.
You guys can play. You can actually do a 1v1 in Apex. If you go into the practice mode, you can invite somebody in, and you can actually do 1v1.
Oh.
He plays Apex. He might be able to play in that.
Is it crossplay?
Yes.
Can I invite him? There you go. Well, let's play Apex,
Jonathan,
man.
Challenge accepted.
I've
challenge accepted on Apex, motherfucker. Let's go.
Yeah, I played with him a few times on Apex, actually. So.
Yeah. No.
The couch.
Now I'm leveling the playing field here. No abilities though, motherfucker. He'll end up using some fucking character that has like some shield or something. I don't know. There's that new character, like that RoboCop looking guy that he could put up like that shield that you can walk with. It's kind of fucking crazy, man. Like it's like a shield, and you can shoot through it if you're standing behind him, you can shoot through it. But he can move it, like you can move the shield forward and back, and and it'll cover like a big area. Like it's not just for him; it's like for like the team. Like it'll cover like 10 feet or something across. Like it's kind of a cool ability. Like I ran into it for the first time the other day. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm shooting at this guy. All of a sudden, a fucking shield came up. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And Bree's like, oh yeah, that's his ability. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I was like, I need to learn all these abilities now, dude, because all these guys have like crazy new abilities. Like,
yeah, that's why I never reinstalled Rainbow Six Siege, even though that shield's always been there. But
yeah. Also, speaking of Rainbow Six Siege, there's the news about that real quick.
There was the championships yesterday. I watched a little bit of it on Twitch.
No, season 3. Of year 7. Okay. All right, Mayo. Season 3 of year 7, called Operation Brutal Swarm, is coming in hot. Operator Grimm is advancing into the spotlight and joins Team Rainbow He is an expert in recon, intelligence gathering, and survival techniques, Mayo. All right, his K1 Hive launcher is the perfect tool to bring with you when you need precise enemy movement and deployment information. So yeah, there's that. There's also a new map called Stadium 2021 that's being added to the map pool. And starting this season, Rainbow Six Siege players will be able to purchase the Battle Pass for their friends to join in the fun. The same Battle Pass you buy for yourself can now be purchased and given to friends via Ubisoft Connect, be it the Premium Battle Pass at 1,200 Rainbow Six credits or the Premium Battle Pass bundle at 2,670 Rainbow Six credits. Owners will get to enjoy a 10% discount on all store purchases, such as any weapon skins or bundles for the duration of the Battle Pass. Players need to be friends through Ubisoft Connect for over 90 days and be using the same platform to gift the Battle Pass to each other. Examples include PC players gifting it to other PC players, while Sony PS4 players can only give it to PS4 and PS5 friends. There is no region lock on the other hand, so there you go, Gunny. So yeah, this new ability, new character. There's a new gadget called the Impact EMP Grenade. There's a grenade that blows up on impact. You can add it as a new gadget to most of the characters. There's also a new weapon recoil system that they brought into the game. Vertical recoil has now been reviewed on all weapons and adjusted to match the weapon's exact and expected power level. Limits on weapons with strong recoil have mostly stayed the same. They've also added recoil changes to the PC and console. They work differently on both. On the PC, the recoil is modified for a mouse and keyboard. On a console, it is modified for controllers. Also, you can now get a reputation penalty for abusive text chat. You can report cheaters. They've added a bunch of shit, man. Bunch of shit to Rainbow Six. It's crazy to me that game is still going. 7
I know, right?
Yeah,
fucking years later. 7 years later, Gunny.
And they're always doing the esports thing. Every so often I turn around and they got the teams on there.
That is just crazy to me. That's 7 years later. Like,
yeah.
Wow, man. Anyways, that's all I have for news.
Nice. All right. Where are we at here, guys? Console Corner, free games. Shout out to was it Dead Kamikazes who actually put that free games thing that replaced my something on Discord. Was it Mayo?
Oh yeah, we got that from Braun. We were talking a little bit, and Braun had it in the this Xbox Live Discord, and they were talking a little bit, and they just kind of linked me in it, and so we ended up adding that to the Discord.
Nice.
How that come about?
Yeah, so I was looking in there on, there's going to be different websites from good old games to other things that I really don't use, but I don't use GOG anymore. But yeah, any good stuff that comes to Steam, I hope to see in there that I can claim. So, but other stuff is subscription. So I figured I'd just go ahead and keep my Console Corner for, subscription style stuff for Xbox and PlayStation. So moving on with that. We do have our PlayStation Plus games, which are ongoing, right? Besides, I haven't done that. I don't have a list for their subscription service. Seeing how there's 3 tiers, it would be a little complicated. But your games for August are Yakuza Like a Dragon, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. That's a good one. And a little indie title called Little Nightmares. So good lineup for PlayStation Plus. And move it over to Xbox Games for Gold. Since we are in the second half of the month, you do get a kitty cat game called Calico. I have no idea what that is, but it's got cats in it. It's probably a calico cat. And another little indie game called Monaco. So I think I played this on Xbox 360. Lame, but there you go. Download your free games for trash on there. So, but again, all the games I've already played. So those games were like $5-10 a piece at the time. Over on to Xbox Game Pass. Feature game for that would be Death Stranding. My game's installed. I should be able to play it as we speak. So I won't play it until tomorrow. And over to the Epic Store, we've got Doom 64. So an old school game on the Epic Store, Doom 64. So Mayo, I also noticed on Game Pass they added some, there was QuakeCon going on or whatever the hell it was, and they added like some Elder Scrolls games. I think I vaguely remember that back being on old ass consoles. I don't know if those were even. I'm sure they were available on Steam, but nothing I even recognized. So I thought I'd throw a couple at you here. So obviously we've heard of Quake 4, Return to Castle Wolfenstein, and Elder Scrolls Legend Battlespire. My gosh, when did this thing even come out? So
I don't know. I don't ring a bell either.
No, but it's funny because I saw the art and I went, wait, I've actually seen this on this. This brings back memories from the Xbox 360. So yeah, I'm just not going to click on that one there. Another one called The Elder Scrolls Adventures. So maybe if I just click on details here and I'll just kind of see, man, this looks like definitely just probably something that came back on PC,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, not even gonna read those, but I was like, I doubt those are new games. They were probably just PC only before, maybe OG Xbox and Wolfenstein 3D. So, but speaking of Wolfenstein 3D, Mayo, I did see, it might have been through PC Gamer or somewhere where somebody, I guess, modded Wolfenstein 3D, or was it it was actually might have been Doom 64, but I think it was Wolfenstein, where they actually modded it to where it's actually like a 3D game or something like that. So I thought it was kind of cool that they actually did that. So
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty neat what they did to it. So
I mean, I've seen like the Doom 64, then I've seen it with the ray tracing and stuff, but I don't know.
That looks pretty dope.
I think I have it in my library actually. I just never really messed with it a whole lot.
Yeah, just amazing what these modders.
I think it was Quake. I think it was Quake with ray tracing is what it was.
Yeah, and there were several Quake games. I remember those being on Xbox and PlayStation 3 that we've never, if I even brought them up, you'd be like, "What's that?" So yeah, they actually existed at the time. So some of them with bots, some of them with multiplayer. So those were pretty cool. I enjoyed those for a minute. And they were cheap at the time. They were actually those like, arcade style games, right? Not full on AAA. So, $15 max. Those were a ton of fun. But moving on to community questions, we have we got the ones we got from a couple weeks ago since we're not on last week. But Brian Tulp Jr. asked, have we got a confirmed date for the time for the Rumble in the Trees, Jesus versus Jonathan? No, but we will soon. So, yeah. Let's go.
After we can switch games up for Jesus, we got to help him out here a little bit.
Yeah, he's a handicap, man. He's not a controller guy. So
why are you challenging me now? Why didn't you challenge me 3 years ago, asshole? Challenging me now to fucking Titanfall?
Now that he's gotten like 1,500 matches under his belt, he's ready. Yeah. Brian has another question here. He wants to know, what's a weird trait that you found out that Shirt Pockets has after living with you, Mayo?
Yeah, man.
Oh man,
does he like pee in the sink or something when he pees? What does he do?
Is that a trait? No, it's a habit he's got.
Does he like?
He just like, he just like all of a sudden he just like absorbs the people he's around. Next thing I know, he's acting like Mayo. I couldn't figure it out for the longest time, and then like I said, then I woke up in the trunk and figured out what was going on. So
what a weird guy. Yeah, I mean, for a second, I thought you grew hair, man. I was like, man, that guy.
I know, right?
I never knew Mayo's hair could grow out so fast.
It was, I gotta say, Mayo, it was pretty bizarre watching him for like 4 hours during episode 400, sitting in your chair, and you just not being around.
Right? Yeah, I'm at work.
He's just chilling in Mayo's house. He's just chilling in Mayo's house, like no big deal. Like, oh yeah, bro, I'm just in Mayo's house.
That's kind of how it was actually worked. So like him and I were in opposite schedules. So like he was working during the day, and I would literally see him like in my parking lot as I'm pulling out for work. So he pretty much had evenings to himself here, pretty much every evening with the dog, and then vice versa. When I was coming home, he would be just eating breakfast because I'm on nights, and he'd be just basically on his way out the door. So
listen, man, this is how
we'd
it
only see
begins.
each other on the weekends. So it worked out really well. I mean,
Evan's gonna meet one of your neighbors. He's gonna bang her, and then he's gonna start living there, and he's gonna be like become your neighbor. And then next thing you know, Evan lives in Ohio now. Like,
right. I mean, he does have this in the fridge. This convenient, oh, I gotta have surgery on my ankle, and I might be here for 8 more weeks.
Oh, Mayo. Oh, I accidentally broke my foot at work on the last day of work. Oh, I don't know how that happened. How convenient is that?
And no weird role habits. So like, he's probably
he doesn't like do weird shit. Like
no.
Come on, man, you could tell us, man. I mean, you're safe. He's not behind you, Mayo. Yeah, he's not behind you.
He's nothing behind him. Yeah. He's turning around. He's talking shit about him.
But no, I can't really think of anything.
I just saw him.
He doesn't like driving in the rain. I thought that kind of funny at first.
Well, it isn't raining here in California.
Right. He's just not used to it.
Yeah, it just does not rain here anymore.
We'll have to ask Mayo this question once
it's crazy,
Evan,
but it doesn't rain.
Once Evan leaves his house in 3 years.
He's not here right now, so we're safe right now.
Okay. He's at the neighbors. Okay.
He's at the neighbors. Nice.
Eating all their food in their fridge. All right. Yeah. Go over there. Inflation, man. Food's going up, pal.
Shit.
Yeah. So, I think, Jonathan, I'll just read his question here, guys, because we already touched on the beginning, but he wants to take you out in Titanfall 2. But, Jesus, if you win, right, he'll up his Patreon to $10 a month for the rest of the year. And if Jonathan wins, he goes back to the $5 a month. Right now, it's $1 a month till the match. So, it's a win-win for Jesus, but there's no way he's going back to beat me in Titanfall 2. We might have to change that, Jonathan. We got to even the odds here. So.
Apex, man. Apex. It's fair. Look, we'll both pick. Can we both be the same legend or whatever? Because the thing is, I don't want to play him in Apex and him have unfair advantage over me because he's playing a certain character and I have a.
I don't think so. I don't think you can be the same character.
Or me have an unfair advantage over him because I'm playing a certain ability.
Yeah. Well, I think you could probably make it so you're not, your abilities have to work over time. You can just say no abilities, be like, look, no abilities. I mean, besides their passive, obviously you can't turn off their passive, but the training grounds, right? You know what I'm talking about, that area. So there's unlimited guns and unlimited ammo laying around. You can pick up whatever you want before you fight. And then what I did with my son when we would do it against each other is like an old style standoff kind of thing where there's a rock formation and he would go to the one side of it and I was on the other side and we both say when we were ready and then we both go from there. And then, you can move off from behind that rock or just have a shootout around that rock or kind of like something like we had in Call of Duty. Jesus, remember that 1v1 mode, that 2v2 mode they had? It was kind of something like that. And so you could just go in, except you could pick your guns and everything. You could have, if you preferred the flatline, you can go get the flatline and get full ammo. You can even do shields, no shields. You can even do full armor, like red armor or blue armor or no armor. You can do it like however you guys want.
Maybe a best out of 5, guys, right? Not just one match, but yeah.
Well, yeah, it'll be like a best out of 5 or 6 or whatever the fuck you want to do. Yeah, because I think all the matches we've ever played against each other, even between me and him and me and Alan, whenever we challenged each other, because they would always challenge me. I don't know why, but I would always be the one they challenged. It was always like that. It was always best out of 3 or whatever. Because, I remember Alan challenged me in Ghost Recon, right? Wildlands or something. And then Jonathan challenged me in... what did he challenge me in? He challenged me in Gears of War. Yeah.
Didn't we do a challenge in Call of Duty at the time?
We did, yeah. The 2v2.
Didn't we do a group one?
We did the 2v2, right? We did that 2v2 shit.
Yeah, didn't we do another one too where we used shipment? or we were in like something like shipment, and it was like
yeah,
it was like HGP versus GF&G kind of thing, and it was like
the show's nuts.
I remember kind of going at it back and forth with him, with him as well. And I think we had Evan on our team, and
but Alan wanted to do the Realm Royales and all that, but
yeah, they want to do Realm Royale. That show's kind of stupid. Like Realm Royale is dead, dude.
It wasn't a bad game, but I mean, yeah.
Is that game even still around?
Yeah, because I saw the official Xbox channel was that what the game they were playing? I guess I don't know if it was Realm Royale, but
so it says here that 42 minutes ago there was 2,700 people playing. So I guess it still has players, but that's crazy to me that it went from an average of 32,000 players in 2018 to 680 players now.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't bad, right? You were always picking up good guns and stuff, but
yeah,
nice battle royale game. But guys, our last question comes from Jonathan Arcelo. He wants to know who or what is your ideal video game waifu? Waifu.
Wait,
So
man?
I don't have anybody here. I've got.
What the fuck is a waifu?
Okay, so I had to actually look at that, right? Because I've heard of the word before, but apparently it's wife in Japanese, but it's actually said differently. So, but I'll give you the top 25 video game waifus of all time, Jesus, in case you've actually played some of these. So you've got Rebecca Chambers from Resident Evil 0. You've got Elizabeth from BioShock Infinite. So, Chun-Li, obviously, from what is that, Street Fighter? It doesn't actually say.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Here it is, Street Fighter. And oh my gosh, here's the one for me. Cindy Aram. And she is Final Fantasy 15. Wow, I remember I actually played this game for like 6 hours. And yeah, she is like the daughter of the mechanic shop at the beginning of the game.
Oh, I remember her. Yeah.
Yes. Wow. I'm gonna say
she
Cindy.
was high. Yeah.
Man.
Okay.
You've got Naui. That's from Fire Emblem Awakening. If you've played that on any NES games. And let's see, Etna. So from Disgaea, I think that's how you pronounce that. Which never played a Disgaea game. And Nero Claudius from Fate Extra. Never heard of a Fate Extra game. Again, probably NES. And let's see, you've got a couple here. DVA, she is from Overwatch, and Mercy from Overwatch. And Princess Peach.
Diva, hell yeah, she's fucking hot. Yeah, and she rides a mech, dude. Yeah.
So do you got any? Is it Mercy from Overwatch or what? Did you play the Overwatch or Princess Peach?
Yeah, Mercy.
No,
I would choose Diva over Mercy. Mercy's too tall, bro. I'm not that tall, man.
Before you pick, you've got her name is Quiet from Metal Gear Solid.
Oh yeah, I remember Quiet. I remember Quiet.
Right now, I'm like, oh my gosh.
She was like half naked, sniping people.
Yeah. You've got Cortana from Halo. Lara Croft would be one.
Okay.
And Bayonetta. Wow, I like Bayonetta when she would just her cape would move and reach up. And, yeah, yummy. Of course, Zelda. Oh my gosh, here's one. Catherine from that game called Catherine. So that was a funky game. And Palutina. That's from Kid Icarus. My gosh, that's an old game. And Amber from Genshin Impact. If any of you have played it, Genshin Impact, I think it's available free to play everywhere else. Mona Magitas from Genshin Impact, and Mifa from The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. So
I'm googling all these characters as you're bringing them up. Some of them look like
there, Jesus. If you want to look at it,
no.
And here's a really good one here: Tifa, Lockhart, and obviously she's from Final Fantasy. What is that? 12. What is the V11? The hell is that? Is that seven?
Seven.
Seven. Sorry, I don't know my Roman numerals.
Oh God.
That's from the remake, right? So I think her name is different because remember whoever it was on the podcast, he actually bought me the original. So I didn't play much of it, but I've still got it installed from Final Fantasy VII. So which is a different game. Oh, here we go. 2B from Nier Automata. Wow, that's a great first hour of that game with 2B. So cool. Man, I really want to get the new Nier game. So I just see it's still like $40. I'm like, oh, too much.
I haven't heard mention of the girl from Resident Evil Village. She might be a little freakish, but
oh well, yeah. I mean, she's a little, yeah.
Yeah, the vampire girl, whatever.
Yeah,
but I think,
Lady Demetria or whatever her name was.
Okay, not to be offensive, but she's always fully.
What about why is Laura Croft not on this list, bro?
Yeah,
I did say Laura Croft. She was in there.
She was? Okay.
Yeah. I think, wasn't she? She was there.
No, I didn't remember that. What about fuck else? I don't know. I'm thinking.
All right, you gotta pick who's gonna be your wife.
No, man. I'm gonna say Diva from Overwatch. She's hot. She drives a mech. Or that chick from Final Fantasy because she can fix cars.
Yeah, that's who I'm picking, right?
I don't know. Or Laura Croft.
But I'm gonna watch her. Come on, we're married. You gotta go fix my truck.
Woman.
I'll sit there and drink a beer. Watch her.
Fix my damn truck, woman. God damn it, you. Yeah.
Oh man, I just remember the old watching the games back in the Nintendo days with Chung Li. Remember just watching Chung Li? Oh yeah.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, dude.
Those thighs and Chung Li.
Yeah. Fucking break your neck, but hell yeah, I'm down. Man, that's fun times. Anyways, is that all we have? Is the show done yet? I thought we were going to do a short show, man. Look, this has been going for 3.5 hours now.
Yeah, I remember you telling me, you said I might need to do a short show tonight. I'm like, when do we ever do a short show?
We record. We don't mess around. Keep going.
I mean, fuck. Okay. Anyways, that's it. That's all we have. That's all I have. I'm done.
All right, go find me, guys. Gunny Chief. Pretty much on everything except for PlayStation. HGP_Gunny on PlayStation. Gunny Chief, one word on everything else.
You can find me over there on Steam, Discord, Xbox. Pretty much is the Mayo. Easy places the Discord. I'll be playing more Spider-Man on Steam this weekend. Call to the Lamb on the Switch, but like I said, I don't know what my thing is on my Switch ID. I have the online and never used it except for this whatever is built.
It's just a fucking games. Number. It's just a fucking stupid ass number.
I never even looked.
Yeah, find me on everything as Jesus Walkslot. That's it. I'm done.
All right, what does this Gidget say, Jesus?
Bye. She says bye.
No, she says more than that. Peace out, Brussels sprouts.
Peace out, Brussels sprouts. We'll see you on the next week's edition of Horrible Gamers Podcast. We're done. We're done. I'm going to bed.
We run out of steam. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.